Town.
Hey, so who we blaming for this? Anybody?
Blaming for what?
See, what had happened, y'all, was me and Crunch was in the back drawing up some plays to figure out how I could get him a backdoor alley-oop to dunk on Mars and Chill at the same time. We're going to draw Big Ox away from the hoop, have Crunch Man set the screen, but Crunch going to fake like he coming off the screen and go backdoor, and you know how that go.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Chill, you know Crunch really got game, right?
I've seen Crunch play a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I'm not that good. I'm not that good, man. That's CGI, bro. All those videos CGI.
That's what's up. Hey, Crunch, is there anybody in the whole PC verse that you just don't want to see on the court?
I don't want to see on the court.
Yeah, that you just like, I'm cool with him. I can handle everybody else, but I don't want no issues with him.
I honestly don't know. I haven't seen all y'all play though. I know a couple of y'all used to play real like high level basketball, so y'all probably still got that mode, you know, that y'all can tap into. You know what I'm saying?
I can tell you right now, Crunch, I can't do it like I used to. I ain't gonna even lie to you and tell you that I still got it because I don't. No, I don't. No, I
Chill,
don't.
but you can shoot with anybody though.
Yeah, in the mid-range.
As Mars alluded to earlier today, earlier when he saw me, sure, that's where I lived. I lived in the 15. I could shoot the long ball, but I lived in the 15, 18 foot range. That was my house.
Chill, how you think your game would be like if you was to take, like, let's say 22-year-old Chill and transport him in this era? Are you picking up that three ball? Are you going to expand your game more, or are you going to keep to what you do?
It's hard not to. It'd be hard to survive in today's game if you can't shoot the long ball, because that's so much what the game is today. It's not like it was back then where it wasn't that important. Today, it's if you can't shoot the long ball, you can't play, especially as a perimeter player. If you can't shoot the long ball, you won't be able to play. So the game is so wide open and the game is so advanced, especially because of big guys and the way that they are. If I can't drag big guys away from the basket, especially the way that they switch, I can't just take everybody downhill, and I can't just live in the 15 to 18 foot range. I got to be able to stretch the defense. So yeah, I would have to. I could shoot the long ball, but I would have to do it more.
Okay. Yo, Crunch, what's good, man? Talk to the people. Tell them where you from, what you do, how you do it, and where they can find you at.
Oh yeah, and that reminds me. So before we start, I did want to send prayers out to the people or the families involved with that Key Bridge situation, because my name is Crunch. I'm from Baltimore, and so this is just what I do, man. I like basketball. I like playing basketball. I like talking about it. I like debating about it, and I'm just very passionate about it. You know what I mean? So definitely thank y'all for having me on again. And it just is what it is, man. You about to chop it up. I'm about to probably cook ox. You know what I mean? I just ate ox. I just had some oxtail the other day. I fried some more oxtail today.
What I don't know is Swipe is sent Crunch today to handle his light work. So
nah, Swipe ain't sent Crunch nowhere. Crunch been here. Crunch been here. Swipe a new nigga.
Yeah, and if y'all don't know, if y'all was tapped in back during the Sunday PC days, Sunday and Wednesday, Crunch used to pull up during those shows. He used to really get it in with us. So this is really a blast from the past. We really, getting back into our Rolodex of guests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Crunch, has anything changed since the last time we seen you?
Anything changed? Ain't nothing changed. Hey Mars, what I've been saying since last year. Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna start pushing some Dallas. Yeah.
Dallas Mavericks looking better and better. I'm gonna just stay quiet on that. I'm gonna just wait and see what's happening with Ox. You know, your team don't want to see Dallas in the playoffs. You know that, right?
Nah, that's the short list of people that we're praying for.
Oh, okay.
Dallas and OKC. That's what we're praying.
Y'all praying for an ass whooping.
If that's how you take it, I mean, if that's how you take it, I don't think Dallas is that good.
No, I mean they cleaned up some of the problems they had. They don't have amazing defense, but they got a lot of bodies in the paint now. So I guess they're gonna rely on Luka and Kyrie ball. They've been fixing that chemistry. And I just trust those guys, bro. I think they're the two most skilled players in the West, two most clutch players in the West, and I think they can get it done, man. It's just their moment right now. It just feels like it's their moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big Ox, why you like your boys against if you had to see Dallas? Because I already heard you made it clear to me that you don't want nothing to do with New Orleans. Why you feel better about Dallas than you do New Orleans.
Well, I mean, I'll start by saying like at the beginning of the season, I was saying that combo right there, that's the best duo as far as like firepower, being able to score the basketball, being able, just guarding. That's one of the hardest backcourts to guard.
Right.
I respect that duo right there. I just don't think the team, like, I'm not sold on PJ. I like PJ, but I'm not sold on him being, a championship caliber. The young fella down on the block, like I said,
what about Gafford?
I like Gafford. I'm gonna get to him, but DeMontis is bullying them. You know what I mean? Like, we play better defense than them. You know what I'm saying? So that's that says it all right there. I can't rely on. I don't think Dallas can rely on that grenade launcher. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I'm not worried about Luka. Luka can get his 35, whatever, and we'll still beat them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying we got somebody to stop Luka. It's not like that. I just think as a matchup, I think we got the upper hand on him. It's not going to be like second 4, second 5. I think we take care of Dallas in 6.
Where's the advantage for you for your boys, Ox? Because again, I know how important Sabonis is to your offense, right? And you know how I feel about Sabonis. I think with the exception of Joker, in terms of a guy you run the offense through, he's like that. So where do you think your advantage is against a team like Dallas?
Like I said, we play better defense than them. When on the offensive end, we got so much motion that Kyrie and Luka, specifically Luka, is going to be just lost standing around. Like he's not a multi-possession, multi-effort. He's not a multi-effort defender. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just that. Like our offense is better than their offense. Our defense is better than their defense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I see what you're saying.
Their best player better than our best player?
Yes.
Sure. That's the only thing they got on this.
They're gonna have the 2 best players on the court.
No, they're not.
Yes, they're not. Yes, they are, bro.
So what you relying on, Big Ox? What you relying on?
Better than Kyrie now, bro.
So Ox, you relying on your boys making Dallas play defense, not just for multiple possessions, but you're making them play defense. It's not going to be one pass, one shot. Make Luka play defense. Make Kyrie Irving play defense. Don't let these dudes off the hook with one pass and one shot. Make these dudes play defense throughout the possession, as opposed to just one pass, one shot, and letting them off the hook.
Right, but we can go that route because I know y'all don't think they can keep up with us. Like,
well, the thing is
we running them out the American airline. What's that? The United Center or American airline, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
We running them out of that. We running them out the Golden
One.
One.
Down to it,
like,
though,
we get in transition. We get in transition, bro. They can't keep up with us.
But do you want to trade, like try to get into a situation where you trading buckets with the Mavericks?
We're not trying to do that. We're not. We actually play defense.
Because I'm just saying, as far as the guard defense,
y'all can't keep getting lost in thinking that we don't play defense.
So let's say, but I'm saying, let's say if they continue to score on Kyrie and Luka, though, right? But who's gonna stop them? And then one thing I noticed when they was watching Denver, when they played Denver, somehow they held Jokic to 16 points, or all of the interior presence.
That's one game.
Now look, that's not gonna happen every game, but if they can do that for like 2 games, that's 2 easy games in the series. Then the other 2 games, I'm just trusting Luka and Kyrie to close it out, because at the end of the day, we still gonna have the rim protection. If they get beat on defense, we got rim protection for that ad. You know what I'm saying?
You think y'all could beat Denver?
That's going to be the toughest matchup. Like, if they want to win a championship, you got to beat Denver. So, you know what I mean?
Course. And your logic with beating Denver is we gonna try to slow down Joker for 2 games, and you think Irv and Luka could get you 2 games?
Yeah, I think Jamal Murray and Kyrie, they're gonna be going at it the whole series. They might cancel each other out, but Luka and Jokic, they have a similar game. They got that friendship going on. And so, like I said, if they can slow Jokic down,
so they're not gonna go at each other because they got a friendship.
Oh no, it's not that they ain't gonna go at each other. It's that Luka isn't gonna guard Jokic. So now, if you,
Luka ain't gonna guard nobody,
right? I mean, that make it worse. He don't gotta guard nobody. He's gonna get 50. So now,
come on,
Kyrie and Jamal Murray are gonna be going at it, right? Because they already got that history. Remember when Kyrie threw the ball into the stands because Jamal Murray put 48 on him when he was in Boston. So now you have that. Plus, they play alike. Jokic, though, he's gonna have a hard time against those athletic big men down there because I think they was bruising them up. He gonna have to. This is gonna be his test. You know what I'm saying? No more finesse game. He's gonna have to play all physical, and it's gonna really put.
This is gonna be Jokic's test.
Jokic's tests.
Yeah.
But figure this out though, Ron. If you when you saw them the last game that they played, what Gafford and PJ Washington did was they basically jumped Joker, and Aaron Gordon didn't get involved in that. That's why they killed them on the glass, because they both jumped Joker and they was able to out rebound him. That was the difference in the game. Don't get me wrong. Dallas ended up getting slowed down because Denver did a good job on them defensively. They only had before Luka cracked that three to put them ahead, or I think it was to tie the game. They only had 100 points, so Denver did a good job on them. The difference the difference was that both PJ and Daniel Gafford jumped Joker throughout the game, and Aaron Gordon, who's supposed to be one of their better dirty work guys, he didn't get involved in it. I think he had 4 rebounds in the game, and they did a real good job in keeping him off the glass. I don't know if that's sustainable for the series, considering the kind of athlete that Aaron Gordon is, but it did work in that one game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Chill. Like the regular season matters 100% to me. I'm not one of those, well, you did it in the regular season. I think it matters just as much. It's just as important. But the difference is one game, you're talking about holding Jokic to 16 or 18, whatever you said, that one game. That's cool. But in a 7-game series, it's different. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot going on. I mean, when you draw it out though, I'm a believer in a team having superior firepower. They can overcome a lot, and Dallas has superior firepower in Kyrie and Luka. So nobody wants of course you don't want to play Luka and Kyrie, but you can not want to play them and still know that you got the upper hand in beating them. I think Denver will take care of Dallas. I think we'll take care of Dallas. I think most teams that are in the playoff hunt are fairly confident playing Dallas.
So what team, do you think another team has the experience that they have? For example, if they play OKC or Sacramento, I think with Luka and Kyrie's experience, that can be an advantage too. Remember, Kyrie is a champion, so he has championship experience. And Luka has experience playing pro since he was 16? Did he win a championship overseas?
Yeah,
so he got championship experience. He said it's hard.
And he's been deep in the playoffs too. And he's been deep in
he's been deep in the playoffs. He said it's harder to score over there than it is over here. So then you have Kyrie. The experience is there. Luka is turning the corner. It's a scary sight when a player like Luka is turning the corner.
Because Harrison Barnes is a champion.
That's cool.
Kevin Huerter went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I mean, Kyrie won his championship.
Harrison Barnes and Kyrie
played against each other though.
JaVale McGee's a champion.
Mike Brown have been there.
That's true.
Experience is experience. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I mean, Jay King with the 2 though too. So
Mike Brown does have finals experience.
We got a little experience.
And championship experience too. He was on that Spurs roster.
Yeah,
he did
so,
that too.
I mean, we'll see, man. We just had to see, man. We had to see if the Kings can handle that pressure, though.
What pressure?
The pressure here, man.
Crunch. I gotta go back to another thing you said though. I find it hard to believe that you guys are the barometer of toughness that Jokic has to overcome in these playoffs.
We're gonna toughen Jokic up, man. This is his test. If he really wants to truly be great, I'm talking about he is, all-time great center. He has to beat Dallas if he wants to truly be great. That's the thing. If he beats Dallas and win the championship this year, he's a top 5 center.
So you're
why is Dallas? Hold on,
yeah.
Why
because that's different, man.
Dallas, let's go.
What about Dallas makes them the bar?
Dallas, let's go. I'm a diehard Dallas fan.
Now, actually, what you are, Crunch, is you're an Irv dude. That's who you are, because you wasn't talking about Dallas before Irv got on the crew. So let's keep it a bean. Right? Let's keep it a bean.
Born and raised in Baltimore, diehard Dallas fan.
No, born and raised in Baltimore, a diehard Irv fan. So wherever Irv goes, that's what you down with. And I could get with that logic. I'm just trying to figure out what is it about Dallas that makes them the bar? Because last I checked, toughness was never an issue with Joker. He's serving. So there was never an issue with Joker being tough. So what about Dallas that now, if you could get through these dudes, like they're the 2004 Detroit Pistons or something like that, that now you the real deal. What about them that makes them that?
Well, for one, man, it's like I said, I do like Kyrie's game. He is my guy. But it's the interior presence that we now have with Gafford, PJ Washington, and Derek Lively. the triplet towers, right? Jokic is not that he is obviously he's tough, but I want to see can he play physical. He's a really good finesse player. I want to see can he battle and play physical for a whole series and come out on top, man, against his man's Luka. Man, come on, man. Dallas is the bar right now in the West. Remember, if they play Minnesota, Karl-Anthony Towns is out. You know what I'm saying? So now,
well, he out right now. They expect him to be back for the playoffs, but keep going.
Well, yeah, if he comes back for the playoffs, he's not going to be the same. They might have issues, I think. So Dallas can have a chance to beat those guys. They would have to use their experience against all the other guys. Like, they had to use the same strategy against OKC, kind of toughen up and rough up Chet is what they had to do over there because Dallas has two key scorers, right? So when they play against these teams with two scorers, you got to do something to one of them scorers. I don't think anybody can stop Luka and Kyrie. But it's the guys on the other teams, though. They all have a guy that can low-key be stopped or slowed down. But Kyrie and Luka will have to play defense though. But they got Derrick Jones. You know, he gonna they got Derrick Jones Jr. He like a
Crunch, you don't even believe that, yo.
I was saying he remind me of Herb Jones.
You're trying to convince yourself of that.
No, he remind me of Herb Jones.
He reminds you of who? And what way? They got the same last name.
They're both left-handed.
They're both
left-handed.
Sometimes when he get the ball, I think it's Herb Jones. They look alike on the court.
Crunch, those are the only similarities between them. That they got the same last name and they left-handed.
That's it.
Yo, Crunch, I gotta ask you though. So, what are the top 3 teams that if you can choose, you like? I don't want to play them. Give me that list from 1 to 3. The top 3 scariest teams for the Mavericks. Not saying that y'all can't beat them, but the teams that you think have the best possibility of beating you guys.
New Orleans is a very scary team.
What is it about New Orleans? I keep hearing these people.
New Orleans is scary, bro.
Crunch, I'm telling you right now, my man right here, he is spooked by New Orleans. He don't want nothing to do with them. Nothing. I don't know what it is about New Orleans, but don't get me wrong. They've been the top 5 seed for the majority of the season, and I like what they're doing. But every time I hear anybody bring up New Orleans, it's like, man, New Orleans. Like, these dudes is for real spooking people. I'm trying to figure out, what am I missing? What's going on?
New Orleans, man. They got perimeter scoring and interior scoring. They got defense. I'm thinking about, because last year I thought they was going to be like first in the West or something like that, and then Zion got hurt. Zion,
they was for a second.
Was it? Yeah. I think they were first in the West until Zion got hurt. So Zion, he would give our big men problems. Ingram can go at it with Luka. CJ can, you feel me, kind of expose our defense a little bit. They are a deep team, man. But
they have the actual Herb Jones.
The actual one, Mars, not the one that looked like him.
The real Herb Jones.
They got the fake Derrick Jones Jr. Yep. And it's tough over there. But the only thing, I mean, maybe like, and plus Zion has been getting back in shape. Like Zion, when he was coming up, he is somebody I thought he was going to be top 10 in the league. So if he reaches his potential in the playoffs, he can be like a top 10 player in the league. That's scary because you also got Ingram. And man, so hopefully we won't have to play them. But another team, what other team do y'all think is scary though? Because you said top 3 teams, I would say New Orleans. I don't want to see we don't gotta worry about the Lake Show, but I don't want to see the Clippers and OKC.
Why would the Clippers worry you more than the Lakers?
Well, for one, I mean they got a better record right now, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lakers don't gotta worry about this right now. They ain't know what, the 9th seed?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about them when they get up some. It's like nah. But no, it's just the Lakers though. It's age, it's the inconsistency, it's the camaraderie. I'm not really worried about the Lakers. I don't think that they would have everything figured out going against Dallas. It's just too much, man. It's just too much for them, man. I don't see it. And I think the main problem with the Lakers is AD.
Problem how?
Well, AD isn't consistent enough. Whatever the reason is, people try to say, oh, well, you know, he's not getting the ball or whatever the reason, right? He's just not consistent enough. Like, I looked at the Lakers as a threat when I thought AD was going to be the best big man in the league. I don't look at him as like a top 3 big man in the league no more. So it's no really reason to be scared of those guys when you got what you need on Dallas. If they can make Jokic have a bad game, they can do the same thing for AD. AD probably have about 3 15-point games against Dallas. So I'm not really worried about those guys, man.
All
Mars, I haven't heard from you yet this show, so I gotta ask you: Kings versus the Mavericks. How would that series go in your eyes?
How would they even play? Like, they're the 6 and 7 seed. How would they even see each other?
They'd have to see each other. They'd have to see each other in the second round. That's actually how that would have to go. They would see each other in the second round.
Is that crazy to think both of them win?
The Kings aren't beating the Timberwolves
without Cat.
No, we
the Kings aren't the Kings aren't beating the Timberwolves, in my humble estimation. But if they do, second round, Dallas versus Kings.
Yo, that could happen. Hold on. Let me put this on the screen right quick so we can
Dallas
see.
Dallas would have to beat
I got the Timberwolves too,
Kings
Mars.
would have to beat the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I got the Timberwolves too, Mars.
That's what would have to happen. But if that did happen, I got Dallas winning.
So this is the way it would look if it
that 9-10 matchup going to change real soon, but it's cool.
We'll get to that in a second, Mars. We'll get up here in a second. But so the Mavericks would have to, or the Kings, because they're both tied at 7 and 6. They would have to beat the Suns in the play-in and then advance. But then the thing about it is it could be either way, though, because once again, these two teams are tied and they happen to play today as well. But before we get to that, what?
We're the 6th seed.
I know you guys are tied. You guys could be the 7th seed.
But we're not.
But then this is also assuming that whoever is in the 7th seed wins their first playing game. They could just lose and then end up being on the other side of the bracket. Like the likelihood of them seeing each other is very low. But if they do play each other, I got Dallas winning.
And why is that?
I think they're the better team. But I've been saying I think they're the better team since they made those trades. Daniel Gafford has missed 16 shots since the All-Star break.
And that's largely due to who set them up and where he getting those buckets at. The fact that he's around the rim, diving at the rim.
There, go dunk the ball, Daniel Gafford.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what it is, Mars. It's the trades they made. Like before, I still was picking Dallas, but I kind of was just picking them. But after they made the trades, I feel like they actually did what they needed to do.
Because of Irv, Mars. That's why. Because it wasn't really. It wasn't really no.
After they made those trades, now I can really put money on it. Like,
imagine that. Imagine the guy being a difference maker that can't create his own offense and hangs around the rim and gets spoon fed. That scores 1 to 3.
Yeah, but we're not going to imply he's close to Chet offensively. We're not doing that. But if you want to go bring that back up,
he's a very efficient big man. I already thought Lively was pretty good. Now we got Gafford. Man, like they actually, man.
Pretty sure Rudy does that too, Big Ox. If I'm not.
No, Rudy not ready for Gafford.
He does it like that, but better.
Yeah,
Rudy not ready for Gafford.
Pretty sure
not ready for Gafford
too. So I'm just saying
he's not athletic enough for
These
Gafford.
are the first lob threats that Lucas had, unless you want to include last year JaVale McGee. I mean.
Like, and he ain't really used, and Jason Kidd didn't really use. I don't know what the problem was with JaVale McGee, but he kind of fell out of the rotation for a while, and he didn't really play him as much as he should have played him. I really don't know. That's
personal.
This man Luka can throw anybody a lob. He just threw a lob to Kyrie Irving. That is insane.
Well, first of all, let's stop acting like we talk about Kyrie Irving like Kyrie Irving is just a small good guard. Okay, Irv will go get it. We've seen Irv go up to the top of the rim and go get it. We've seen that before. So Irv is not one of these dudes that's kind of like fingertip dunking. No, we've seen Irv dunk on people. So
he can dunk.
It's still cool when you see a guard catch a lob. Like even when John Morant catches lobs, it's just cool. And Gafford and Lively combined have missed 31 shots since the All-Star break.
That's crazy.
It just opens up the offense. It opens up the offense. Though.
And yet still, J Kidd only wants to play.
So they've missed 31. They've made between them, I want to say about 100.
Sounds good.
They're both shooting above 80%. But sorry,
that's fine.
J Kidd only wants to play them 32 minutes a game combined. For some reason, I don't know.
He wants his bigs to guard on the perimeter. That's why. But in a playoff series, you got Luka with lob threats. PJ Washington needs to start making some threes. That would help. Kyrie, Luka, and then at the 3, I mean, if you want scoring, you got Tim Hardaway sometimes. I would try not to play him, but Tim Hardaway's there. Josh Green, if he gets back healthy. The fake Herb Jones. Like, they got options. They're a good team. And offensively, I think it's hard to slow down Luka and Kyrie with a lob threat at the rim.
Yeah, that's a tall task. But all right, y'all. I got a couple super chats. I got some people that have liked the video. We got some new subscribers in here. Got some new members as well. Shout out to everybody that's been in here since the beginning. Let me just go ahead and get to the super chats. But right quick though, speaking of the Kings and the Mavericks, they happen to play tonight. How ironic, and my good friend right here will be on playback watching the game with JD. When Crunch taps back in, I'm gonna extend Crunch an invite too, so we can. Crunch, what you doing later tonight?
I might gotta pull up to that. I didn't even know the Kings and Mavs play tonight.
Yeah, man.
You might have to come through, Crunch.
On playback.
I'm a casual, bro. I didn't even know the schedule.
You got a VIP ticket to come sit front row with Big Ox and JD and watch the game on playback.
That's a bet. I'm gonna be all in Big Ox ear, man, all game.
It's dope that Crunch is a casual because I'm an ex-casual. I used to be a casual, but I'm an ex-casual.
Speaking of
Speaking
of that, Ron, hey, y'all gotta let me know when y'all sending stuff through, y'all, because I was out of town. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know, but you can't leave no packages around here.
Don't do that, yo, because it'll get snatched up. Nah, it'll get snatched up.
That might be what happened the last time. You was in Mexico and you was out the way.
It might be. I got my merch though. I'm actually about to throw my hoodie on, but the pack I just showed up to the house at like 2 a.m. Seen the box, like, yo, what are y'all thinking? But good looking on the merch. I know it wouldn't run, so thanks to y'all. You know
the merch that I sent
was Ox, yes or no? Did Ron put it out there that you needed that?
Nah, I put it out there that we needed.
But it had nothing to do with Ron. Nah. Get Ron at it.
Ron wasn't even thinking about it until I said something.
I'll see y'all later.
Man, this dude right here, yo, I'm saying every time we trying to get put on, we trying to get Ron. Every time we turn around, we gotta wait for this.
Mars, that's a PC hoodie.
They ain't give me the casual stuff because they know. They know. I'm not even an ex-casual. They know better. I get players choice, man. They can't accuse me of being a casual. I respect that.
Shout out to that. All right. Well,
I don't know if y'all can see my picture. Is it a picture right there?
No.
Dang, my bad. I was trying to show nothing, bro. It was my man's clothing line.
Shout out to Crutch's Man's Clothing Line. Also, shout out to PlayersChoiceMerch.com. If you haven't got a chance to get over there and grab some.
Quick, Ron, I want to shout out Who That Hoops. I want to shout out Who That Hoops in Baltimore. I want to shout out Free Smoke Tour and shout out the Court Steppers in Baltimore for real. It's small basketball leagues in the city for real.
Court Steppers?
Yeah, Court Steppers, Who That Hoops, Free Smoke. Shout out to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And Street Stars too. Shout out Street Stars too.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We got a couple super chats. Then we're gonna go ahead and get into the title of the show. It may or may not be some exciting things going on in Texas. Yeah, they might be a little more exciting in the backcourt in Dallas. So some other places in Texas. We'll get there in a second. Shout out to our new members. We got Box Score watching Wayne. Shout out to Wayne. He in the box scores, man. Shout out to all the real box score watchers for real. We got Z6 BCM. Became a new member. Got a couple bots in here. Shout out to Z6 BCM. Alan L said we should only talk about the Rockets today. Am I right, chat? Nothing else of importance happened. L Ox, L Dub.
Which is
he
kind
don't
of
want to
wild
talk about
too.
his team blowing a 30-point lead. That's all it is.
Does anybody want to talk about that?
I do want to talk about that. That was actually a damn good game last night. I was on playback doing it, and we had a lot of coaching issues. In addition to guys not playing as well as they should, we had some issues coaching. So we're talking about a Atlanta Hawks team that in the second half they shot over 60% on the long ball, including 70% in the fourth quarter. He's still playing drop coverage. Not only is he still playing drop coverage, he's terrible in transition. Nobody's picking up. Nobody's stopping anybody. And I'm not going to mention the fact that your two best defensive wing players in both Derek White and Drew Holiday were out because you got up 30. So I don't care about that. The fact that them two dudes was out, that doesn't matter because you still ended up getting up. You still ended up getting up 30. The problem was there was no adjustment being made from these dudes playing drop coverage because the Euro Bojan, He's cracking the long ball in transition. They're not finding him in transition. Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, they did a terrible job in finding him in transition. Also, I think he's Slovenian. I don't know how to say his name.
Oh,
Talking about Vic?
Vic
That's him, Mark. They did a terrible job finding him in transition too. They're still switching. With the exception of football, with the exception of false start in football, I can't handle guys missing wide open shots. That makes me nuts. That absolutely makes me nuts. And the next thing that makes me nuts is switching ghost screens. Ghost screen is just a guy walking up to you. He's not really setting the screen. He's just walking up and just walking by you, and you're switching. And the Boston Celtics did a terrible job on the perimeter, leaving these guys wide open, putting Al Horford on guys like DeJounte Murray when there was no reason to switch. Nobody was fighting over screens. Instead of giving up going downhill and letting Porzingis protect the paint, instead of doing that, you're switching ghost screens, and DeJounte Murray and the Euro that you just mentioned, Mars, they're wide open on these looks, and there was no adjustment. Now, can I give Mazzulla the benefit of the doubt that this is his second year as a head coach? I could, but that's something that should be recognized, though. I could give him the benefit of the doubt, but that's something that should be recognized. And the fact that they didn't adjust to that was a big reason why they lost yesterday. I saw these guys. I started getting that feeling. It was at the end of the second quarter. They had cut the 30-point lead to 20-23. They had cut it to 23, and I really didn't like the way the momentum was going. And then KP throws the ball in bounds nonchalantly, and Bojan steals it. And they crack another three, and the momentum now goes their way. They go from being down 30 to being down 20 with the momentum at the half, and then it was all downhill from there. That was a bad loss. It was a great game, but that was a bad loss last night.
Yeah, but picking up shooters in transition, I can't put that on coach. I got to put that on players. Now, staying in drop coverage, I mean that's clearly strategy. So coach probably could have adjusted there. The thing about the switching, so I'm with you on that one, Chitchat. If nobody hits you, if nobody comes and headhunts you, you should not be getting screened at all. Thing is, though, what I've seen the Celtics do for the past 5 seasons is switch everything when it comes to Al Horford. So I can't be mad at it because Al Horford actually does a really good job moving his feet, really good job switching on to smaller guards.
Right.
Even this year, even at this age, Al Horford is still a tremendous perimeter defender. So I can't be too upset with that. I just can't put a 30-point comeback on coach. That's on Jalen and Jason. That's on Jalen and Jason. Jalen and Jason, you cannot go out like that. They got it. That's just crazy. And on top of that, too, honestly, Chilltown, now Bogey and the other guys knocking down those shots coming off the screens or however it may be, that's crazy. 70%. So I can even see coach sticking with what he's doing for a little while. Like, okay, he hit 1. Okay, he hit 2. Big deal. Keep going. Next thing you know, he hit 6. It's like, oh shit, I probably should have made that adjustment, But being up 30, losing that game, everybody, that's just crazy.
Here's the problem, though, Big Ox. Like, I can appreciate your logic about Al Horford switching for the last 5 years, but I mean, Al Horford ain't what he was 5 years ago. He's not what he was 4 years ago. He's not what he was 3 years ago. He's becoming slow of foot. And the fact that he's switching onto these perimeter guys, they're getting downhill. I saw Bogey get past him more than once, more than twice. And he's not that perimeter defender that he was 4 or 5 years ago, even 3 years ago. That's a bad matchup when you're switching guys. And he's giving these guys, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about ghost screens. He's giving these guys plenty of room to get around screens. He's giving these guys plenty of room to get through screens. And the fact that they're just switching, that's putting Al Horford on the hook. Now, Al Horford is definitely a leader who should mention that to Jason. He should mention that to Jaylen Brown. Get around the screen. I thought Pritchard gave him some good minutes last night, and Pritchard was one of the guys who was fighting around screens. But guys like Jason Tatum, guys like Jaylen Brown, who else am I thinking about? Hauser. Those guys were not getting around screens. Those guys were just they were just accepting the ghost screens and switching, leaving Al Horford one-on-one at the top with Bojan, leaving Al Horford underneath the rim, by the way, to rebound by himself. And they weren't involved in the glass nearly as much as they should have been. That was a bad loss last night.
Nothing makes me more mad than that. When a guy that's supposed to be setting the screen is just standing there, and then the guard sees him setting the screen, it's like a magnet. He's like, "Oh, he's screening me. I guess I should just run right to his chest."
No,
like, okay, here I am.
You don't have to do that.
Sorry, you don't have to let yourself get screened just because somebody's standing there. You can fight through it.
That was a bad loss last night, Ron. It was.
That's for any of y'all hoopers out there. You playing college ball, high school ball, junior high school ball, whatever. I don't care what level you play at. Don't just walk into the screen, y'all. Fight around the screen. It'll take you a long way.
But with that being said, Ron, we have a bit of history. So last night, the Boston Celtics became the 9th team in NBA history to blow a 30-point lead. So we've had 2 teams. The 96-97 Jazz came back from being down 30, went to the NBA Finals. The 2019 Toronto Raptors, Golden State Warriors, were up 31 and blew a lead. And both of those teams went to the NBA Finals. These how many teams won the NBA championship in the season after blowing a 30-point lead. So the Boston Celtics are going to have to make history this year. Otherwise, they're going to be on the other side of history.
That's such a random stat.
So,
all I want to say on the matter is free DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray deserves to be on a contending team and a very good team too.
Ron, you don't think that when he got to Atlanta that was the plan? What you think he got to Atlanta for?
It was the plan.
They gave up 4 wins for him. They didn't give up 4 wins for him.
It was the plan, but it's not going to happen with the crew that they have. And I'm not saying that as a knock to Trey, but right. I don't think him and Trey are exactly peanut butter and jelly. Jalen Johnson is good, but I don't think he's good enough just yet. And the rest of their guys is kind of like, they're just not going to be good enough to ever beat Philly. They're not going to be good enough to ever beat the Celtics. They'll have a good series. They'll be competitive, but they're never going to beat them. They're not going to be good enough to beat the Bucks. And even if they were to beat one of those teams, even throw the Heat in there too, even if they were to beat one of those teams in a series, they're not good enough to continuously string that along and just keep upsetting these teams. So, I mean, the way I see it is either be mid for the next 6 to 8 years or kind of rebuild in the midst of your championship chase.
So if that's the case, Ron, if that's the case, then that's exactly what has to happen. If we really serious about winning the NBA championship, what we have right now is clearly not enough. It's not. And what we building around, which is not DeJounte Murray, which is Trae Young, we've already gotten as far as we're going to go with this crew. I said it in the past. They did the same thing that the 2019 Trailblazers did. And they did the same thing in 21 that the Trailblazers did in 2019. That was the best version of this Atlanta Hawks team, and they didn't upgrade the roster. In fact, they just ran it back thinking that, we're going to get better next year just with this crew, when in reality, everybody else in the Eastern Conference got better, and they didn't, which is why we saw them where we saw them. I think over the last 5 years, the Atlanta Hawks have finished in the top 5 one time. They finished 5th and 8th. Other than that, they finished 12th, 14th, and 9th as of right now. So as of right now, they're basically been a play-in team with that one season, which is in 21, that they actually made a run. That was the best opportunity that they had to upgrade this roster. They didn't. They didn't know what they were doing with John Collins. 1 minute he's on the trade block. The next minute we're not moving off of him. The next minute they moving off their coaches. It's just been a bevy of bad moves in Atlanta, and I don't know exactly what it is they're doing, which would explain why they are where they are right now.
Yeah, man. And the thing about it is they got 2 really good guards. I just don't see the combination of those 2 ever being good enough to just carry them through the playoffs and really win a championship ultimately. But
Ron, when you say 2 really good guards, you mean DeJounte Murray and Bogey Bogdanovic?
Oh my God, we ain't doing that.
Yeah, we are. He can't stand Trae Young. He can't stand him,
that, man.
Yeah, he can't stand Trae Young.
What's wrong with Trae Young?
I like Trae Young, man.
Ox already made it clear that we getting into a fight in the locker room. He already made that clear. He said that we getting into a fight in the locker room.
So you don't put Trae Young on the same realm as like Fox?
As far as just all around talent, I'm fine with that. As far as style of play, can't stand it.
I mean,
I'm fine with. There's a lot of players that I don't like that are really good basketball players. I just don't like the way they play basketball. That's all. And it's just a personal preference. I'm not trying to convince y'all to feel the same way. It's just how I feel about hoop.
And chill. Even with that, I'm not just saying it for DeJounte too. I'm saying it for Tracy. Trae's still my boy. Don't let this whole Hallie thing get to y'all head. I still rock with Trae Young. Right. I think they both need to get up out of Atlanta. I think Atlanta needs to do both of them good brothers of service and get them to some contending team or just a team where they can do more. I would love to see Trae Young on a championship caliber roster and see what he can really do in one of those situations. We've seen him carry these Hawks way more than anybody ever expected last year in the playoffs. Obviously, the other year when he took him to the Eastern Conference Finals, Trae Young has done spectacular things individually. Also, DeJounte Murray, absolutely. The way that he plays on both ends of the floor, the way he's able to distribute, the way he attacks, just his pace and everything. DeJounte deserves to be on a championship caliber team because he's one of those guys that can be a piece to push a team over the top. And, you know, they both, especially DeJounte, he's smack dab in his prime. Trey's still a little young on the younger side too, but I just want to see these guys both on contending teams.
I think I'm sleeping on DeJounte Murray. What I don't want to do is I don't want to overrate him because I don't know. Like, is DeJounte Murray a top 40 player in the league? Are there 40 guys in the league better than him?
When we did the list, I don't think he was on the top 40.
I think he was top 50.
See, he's the guy that I think they should trade if they would trade anybody. I think Trey might like Atlanta. I think he just need another star with him. You know, the lead done changed on him, so a lot of guys have another superstar with him.
That quick though, Crunch. I mean, we talking about the league change that quick. I mean, how when you say it changed? How does it change?
Well, just like from a standpoint, like I think a lot of superstars in the league have another superstar type of player with him. You know, so all of his competition would have to overcome that.
Right.
So so like when he lost to the Celtics, it's like you can say he lost, but he kind of had a subpar team in comparison to them. Unless if they was looking at Murray as his second guy, which I don't think that he's what Trey like needs though. I think Murray should get traded to another team and be a number 2 somewhere on another team. Because, like, say for example, Mars, if they trade Jalen Green to Atlanta,
so he ain't good. So Trae Young.
Why would trade Jalen Green for?
Well, I mean, I heard rumblings of him getting traded right then.
Yeah. Old news.
So I mean, I don't know.
Actually, it's not. Hold on, Crunch. Don't let him off the hook with this, Crunch. It's not old news. We was just doing this less than 2 months ago. He was out on Jalen Green.
I was not out on Jalen Green. That's a lie.
Not only were you not out on Jalen Green, you was out on Houston. We already had this conversation.
Yes, I was out on Houston. Yes,
you was out on them just less than 2 months ago.
They were demoralizing me. I was not out on Jalen.
I'm kind of out. Like, I'm not that big of a Jalen Green fan, but I think that he can be like, you know, a 25-point a game scorer or whatever. You know, he can help Trey out. He can be a dynamic player in Atlanta.
You think 25 is a lot, Mars?
No, you saying I was out on Jalen Green. That's crazy. I never said I was out on Jalen Green.
I think for Atlanta to win, though.
Okay, Crunch. I'm sorry.
No. I was just saying, I think for Atlanta to win, Trey needs to be a guy like 28, 27 a game. Like, he, to me, is a top five point guard in the league. So I think that he has to always be at his full potential.
But you don't think he could do that with DeJounte?
I mean, it's just not working. It's not. I seen that he was capable of beating Embiid in the playoffs when he didn't even have another guy like Murray. So I think that the guy that they gave him, maybe it's just not the right fit. You know, maybe it's just not the right fit. If he had another guy that was a little bit more versatile of a scorer, somebody like Jalen Green, he had size, so you know he can be coached into playing good defense. So you know maybe, but maybe like a Michael Porter, but that was old news too. Like they used to talk about, you know, teaming those two up. But I don't know, man. I just don't think Trey should leave Atlanta. I think he did a lot to build him up so far. So I think I just want to see him stay there and get it done low key.
But probably with another superstar, because from what you're saying, he's not dirt good enough to win the NBA championship with just him. And then you got another 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll be able
to. That good.
Because remember, he'll have to play against. If he wants to go to the finals, he would have to beat a team like Milwaukee. So it'll be Giannis and Dame. He would literally have to overcome that. Like the guys that he has on his team, a lot of them are role players. So he would need it, but I wouldn't think it would be a knock on him though. You know what I mean? Because like I said, he would have to overcome a team with 2 superstars on it. So
all right, so I got a couple more super chats. Another one from Alan L. He said, "Oh, we know you, Crunch. L Crunch, shout out to the old shows."
The L Crunch.
Nah, Crunch, we definitely had some good times on here. No doubt about it. A few good, memorable moments.
No, facts, bro. That's facts. It's always a good time over here.
Lee Mack said, if Grant Hill played today and was healthy, where you all think he would be ranked among today's top players.
Let's not overrate Grant Hill. Let's not make Grant Hill sound like he's like the second coming. Because Grant Hill, because don't get me wrong, I'm a big Grant Hill fan, but the game is different. Grant Hill was not a long ball shooter. That's what the game is today, right? As fast as the game is today, right? I can definitely get with that. But Grant Hill isn't a long ball shooter. Grant Hill is a small forward. He would be really good in transition, but when the game slowed down, he would have to stretch his game, and he would have to be better at the long ball line. He was good in the mid range, but I think he'd be one of the better players in the game. But I don't want to overrate him. Like, yo, Grant Hill will be a top 3 player in the game. Let's chill out.
Yeah, I was definitely about to say I think he's a little bit overrated. You know who I think he'll kind of remind me of, Grant? I mean, Chilltown. I think he'll kind of remind me like of a Jimmy Butler or DeMar DeRozan type of guy. Something like that sort of thing, because he was athletic. And like you said, he was in the mid-range a lot. I don't see a lot of, unless if he would have developed his shot, but I think he's more like a downhill type of player. So I don't know.
And attacking the rim, he'd be one of the better players in the game doing that. And we've seen Jimmy Butler, right? Jimmy Butler doesn't shoot the long ball with the best of them. Jimmy Butler can shoot the long ball. And I think Grant Hill, as a defender, especially how today's game is and how smart he is, I think he would be good at that. And I think that he would have to develop being able to shoot the long ball more consistently. He doesn't have to be a knockdown long ball shooter like Paul George or somebody like that in their prime. No, he doesn't have to do that. But he does have to be able to knock down the long ball. Going downhill and attacking big men and finishing at the rim, I think he'd be one of the better players in the game at that. I think we'd have an argument about him being a top 10 player, depending on what team he was on and depending on who he was playing with. Definitely a top 15 player, though. But top 3, something like that, I ain't doing that.
I think I undersold him a little bit, though, because he would be better than DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah,
like, I like the Jimmy comparison, though.
Jimmy a better defender than Grant Hill.
I think Grant's a little better on offense, though. And I think Grant would be a lot more consistent with his just contributions on a night-to-night basis. Obviously, Jimmy, that's just who Jimmy is, though. Jimmy doesn't necessarily take nights off. He just plays a good brand of basketball, which might not show in the stat sheet. But I think Grant will consistently get buckets night in and night out.
Yeah.
Mars, I don't think you give Grant Hill enough credit for the defender that he is. I mean, he did play in a big man era, and you know the thing you were talking about yesterday in terms of guys being around during that time. I mean, he was around when, you know, Scottie Pippen was running around, guys like that, you know, Gary Payton in terms of perimeter defenders, Michael Jordan. So Grant Hill was actually he was a good defender. Was he an all league level defender? I think he could have been, especially in this era. I think he could have been an all league. I think he could have been an all league level defender. But you know, if Grandma had balls, she'd be Grandpa. So that doesn't really apply. I do understand that.
Maybe I gotta do some more research because I didn't see that with Grant Hill personally, but
he actually came into the league as a defender, kind of like what I talk about with Donovan Mitchell and guys like Russell Westbrook, who were all league defenders in college. That's kind of what Grant. One of his signatures was, I mean, they played against Purdue to go to the Final Four, and I mean, he did as good a job as he could on Big Dog. Big Dog led the country in scoring, and they did as good a job as they possibly could do. He did as good a job as he could possibly do on him. And when you got a guy that's scoring like that, especially not just in college but in the NBA, it's really hard to slow dudes down. Really hard to slow dudes down. And a dude like Jimmy Butler, who I don't think is the athlete that Grant Hill is, I mean, for him to be a better defender than Grant Hill, I mean, that says a lot about how good Jimmy Butler is as a defender. I think Grant Hill ultimately would have been a better defender than we give him credit for in this era, because there's not a lot of bruising and beating guys up going on in the league today.
Longer than Jimmy, bigger than Jimmy, more athletic than Jimmy. I got Grant over Jimmy personally. All around.
Grant Hill reminds me of young LeBron James. That's what he.
Facts. It was on my mind the whole time, dog. I was saying
the first 3-4 years of LeBron. That's what I think Grant Hill was. So
I might.
In what way, Mars? When you say he reminds you of James, in what way? What are you looking at?
Super athletic forward, very good facilitator, especially at the wing position. Great driving kick, excellent around the rim, great with the ball in his hands, basically like a point forward type. And I don't think he could shoot at all. Like I don't even think he was good in the mid range. I just think he took him, but I don't think he was good. So young LeBron James, I I don't know. But once again, the same reason maybe I'm wrong about his defense. I don't think he was a very good defender either. But maybe if I watch him more, maybe the mid range he'll start making them in the games I watch. I don't know. But from what I've seen, I just don't think he could shoot.
So basically, like a Tyreke Evans type of player.
No,
he bigger than Tyreke Evans, more athletic. Like he's young LeBron James, man. He like 05, 06 LeBron James. That's what he is.
So LeBron is a big Tyreke Evans, basically.
LeBron a big Russell Westbrook.
So LeBron is basically Russell Westbrook with IQ, basically.
Like how much better would Russ be? I mean, we talk as good as Russ is. How much better would Russ be if he was smarter?
Yo, Tyreke was better than Russ.
He's Russell Westbrook with IQ.
Chill out.
The one Kings draft pick that was good. He has to give him praise. He has to give him
Here we go. Chill out.
So hold on. So Chilltown. So you saying LeBron is Russell Westbrook with IQ?
No, you said.
Wait a second. Did I say something wrong?
You said that. You said he was Russell Westbrook. And I'm asking you, like, how much better would Russ be if he was smarter?
It would be LeBron.
Also, too, how much better would Russ be if he was
think about what you just said, Crutch. Think about what you just said, Crutch. He'd be LeBron. What is LeBron regarded as? So Russ would be the GOAT.
No, I mean he's regarded as a top 10 player of all time. No. I'll fuck with you.
I'm just saying.
And by the way, Crutch, I know we got your top 10 once upon a time, but we're gonna have to get it again, especially in light of
his top 10's changed.
Okay, it's changed.
Yeah, but I didn't change. Like I changed it a lot. I'm standing firm on this top 10, man. This new top 10.
You standing firm on this one?
Crunch top 10 is filled out in pencil, boy. Crunch be erasing. Crunch be filling back in. He be nod his head. Crunch be erasing again. Then he be filling back in. Crunch wild as hell, yo. Crunch so wild.
I gotta get it right, man. I gotta get it right.
Doing that. Okay, we can put that. No, we ain't doing that. Take that dude out.
Lee Max sent one more super chat through. He said, I have an idea for the panel. Take the top 25 players today and find a player from the 2000s back to compare to based on playing style. Can only use a player one time. Debate and vote.
That's tough.
What if a player doesn't have a comparison?
I like doing comparisons.
Gotta make one up, Mars.
It's just not accurate.
Yeah, but that's where you get the funny ones like the Tyreke Evans. Like it's not accurate, but it's still it's kind of accurate.
Troll alert! Look,
LeBron really Evan Turner with athleticism. I ain't gonna lie. LeBron really Evan Turner.
Tyreke Evans is LeBron.
I'm not trying to go too far into this. I don't want to throw the conversation off, but I mean, did I really say something wrong? Right?
Wait, what you said? What you say?
He said Tyreke Evans is better than Russ.
Come on.
Oh, I didn't even hear you say that. You say he was better than Russ?
I'm talking about.
Okay,
I'm talking about that time. Before,
at that time, he was better.
Before that, like.
I mean,
so 2010 Tyreke Evans is better than 2010 Russell Westbrook.
Okay, so Russ I think Russ was in year 2.
Russ was in year 2. That's the thing.
And not only was he in year 2, he was making a transition from 2 guard to point guard. So Russ wasn't in 2000. He wasn't the dude in 2015 that he was in 2010. No, he was making a transition from 2 guard in college to playing lead guard in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. To winning 50 games on the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, I don't think he was better than Russ yet, because Russ was already kind of like in the league. Like he was like Tyreke was better than Steph, only because he won the Rookie of the Year that year. Like he was better than Steph and Harden, those guys for that 1 year. But I don't think that. I mean, I don't know if he was better.
Wait. I'm not talking about like. I know y'all don't think. I mean, he like overall had a better career. Or, like.
No, we doing that.
We know. We're talking about 2010 Tyreke Evans versus 2010 Russell Westbrook.
Now that you cleaned it up, I'm like, okay, now, all right.
Chill. Come on.
Like, wait a minute.
I'm not
nice though. I ain't bad at it though. I mean, I know you're a Kings fan though.
You gotta praise the one good draft pick. You gotta praise the one.
I was a Tyreke fan before he came to Crunch. I don't like that. Like, yeah, I'm a diehard Kings fan, but I'm a basketball fan before anything. Like, I don't care. Like even the other day, we was playing the Magic. I was pissed. Like, damn, I can't believe Jonathan Isaac is doing that. But I love this shit. Like, go ahead, like, get off, Jonathan. I want to see this. I want to see better basketball more than I want to see us win. I don't care that much whether we win or lose. I much rather see good basketball. Like that's I don't get the ring. Like them brothers get the ring. They get the check. I like the Kings. You know what I'm saying? But I like basketball. I don't care. I would much rather go see a good basketball game than see a weak basketball game and us win. I don't got nothing, like them winning don't got nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here.
I never had a home team. So I just been a fan of the players that I think are the best players. So I just kind of just watch the game based on that. Like I root for who I want to, who I can predict. Like I'll make a prediction, and I just root for that team or whatever, or root for that player based on if I think they're the best or not. And that's just how I do it. It's just kind of fun that way for me to do it. Because I never had a home team in Baltimore. The closest we got is the Wizards, but they was never good enough for me to kind of, commit to them. So.
Oh, man, Crunch, you got to get in with a team and stay with them from the bottom up.
This
is the perfect time to get on the bandwagon right now before y'all get the number 3 overall pick.
And I want to make it clear, like Tyreke, I don't know if y'all thought maybe he was smaller than Tyreke. Is a solid 6'5". Like Tyreke pushing 6'6".
No, he like 6'6". Yeah, he like 6'6".
Tyreke is big, bro. Tyreke is not
a small dude. He is not a small dude.
Speaking of Tyreke, you want to tell everybody that one Tyreke story?
No, it's just basketball.
Okay. All right. You sure?
But Ron, I was torching their ass, Ron. We could get into that. I was killing Dante Green and Jason Thompson. I was busting their ass, bro.
I can play the clip.
You got it.
That wasn't that's just the highlight from the whole
what?
poem. That wasn't
he got the clip. See, I still want to expose the footage. This is good footage too, Chill.
I ain't know we got receipt. Hold on now.
When we played against them, that was the March of Dimes tournament, so I don't got that footage. I only got the poem footage. That got Hassan Whiteside getting body throwing that.
Hey Jalen, what I told you, stay away from my chick. What I tell you, I ain't gonna tell you again, yo.
Mr. Steele, girl, what's up with you?
I told you to stay away from my chick, right? I ain't gonna tell you again.
We was out there. All right.
You too.
Hey, right. I got you. We was out there, Gerald. We was out there at Mars' ends, hitting on his chick.
I told you to stay away from my chick. I ain't gonna tell you again now. All right now.
Mars, you better lock your. Hey, Mars, you better lock up your shooby doobies.
This dude right here, yo. Stay away from my chick, yo. I ain't gonna tell you again.
Jalen, you pulled out to the UK to terrorize Mars? That's crazy.
I'm telling you, UK, it's a beautiful place, man. I'm telling you, UK, all natural, man. Everyone just looking good, looking sharp. They got different flavor to them. No BBL, like, you know what I mean? Just all natural, looking good, looking fresh. They drinking their green juice.
I don't know what part of UK he went to.
Oh, a couple different parts. I mean, what was that? Manchester, Liverpool, and obviously London City did that too. Harrow was in there too for a little bit. A couple different spots. Good place.
So better than Canada.
Nah, I mean Canada's.
I always knew it, man. I
Canada's
always
the goat of goats, man. We got the goat. It's just the goat. It's the goat. You know what I mean? It's just the goat of goats.
Okay.
Hey, wait, can we understand something too? Grant Hill will be top 5 in the league today. He'd be better than right? Let's understand.
I can always count on Jalen to come through and keep it real.
Let's understand who Grant Hill is. Better than SGA, better than Jason Tatum, better than Anthony Edwards. Grant Hill was really that.
Okay, Jalen, give me your current top 5 and tell me who Grant Hill will be better.
Honestly, I'll tell you the 3 for sure. Who?
Jokic, Luka, Giannis. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Them 3 are out. Them 3 are out.
Grant Hill's not bad.
You said a grenade launcher?
Yeah, better than
So
that.
those 3 are out.
After that, you want to throw in, who am I going to throw in after that? You got a couple guys you can mix it. Again, all the guys I mentioned, Tatum, SGA, Anthony Davis could be in that list.
Is he better than KD?
So Grant Hill's better than Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid was hurt. My bad. That's 4. Joel Embiid, that's 4. He's 5th. He'd be 5th today. Prime Grant Hill.
So he better than Luka.
Grant Hill is better than Kawhi Leonard.
Yes.
Yeah, he's better than Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard today. Prime Grant Hill is better than Kawhi Leonard today. Yes. I understand the jump
shot.
Now,
Mars, remember, this is the same dude that said Kawhi Leonard wasn't a top 20 player.
No, hold on. We understand Grant Hill had his weaknesses as a jump shooter. But we also understand at the time he played, that jump shooting wasn't needed as it is today. So you can say that about a lot of players. But in terms of attacking the rim, and people forget, Grant Hill had amazing footwork. Even in college, because I'm a Duke guy. I went back and looked at Grant Hill in college. His footwork is amazing, especially in the post too. His shot fake, like he really gets guys missing. He knows how to use his body to get to the ring. We mentioned the athleticism, super athlete. As a defender, I think he's a great defender. Probably not elite, but a great defender. Grant Hill's a great defender who needs to be. Stop.
Yeah, I need to watch more.
He could defend, Mars. I will agree with Jalen on that.
I think he was okay, so I need to watch more. Yeah,
he was definitely better than that.
Okay,
no doubt about that.
He had this nice little move. He come to the ring, stop, shot fake, run up, little off the backboard. He did it all the time.
So Grant Hill better than LeBron James?
This version of LeBron James, yeah. Prime Grant Hill is better than this version of LeBron James.
He better than Kevin Durant?
Wow.
Yes. Prime Grant Hill, I'm telling you, is different as a passer too.
So you just say he's better than LeBron James.
At today,
39-year-old.
We talking about the passer.
Okay, is he better than LeBron? Is he better than 38-year-old LeBron James?
Last year's James.
I thought y'all said LeBron was still in his prime.
Someone said he's the same.
He's having trouble with this, Mars. You can't keep asking.
What age is the last time LeBron would have been better than Grant Hill?
Than prime Grant Hill?
30.
You can say yesterday, Jalen.
So 2020. So 2020.
35-year-old LeBron James was better than Grant Hill.
That's
35, maybe
36. Okay, so 36.
That's 21.
So when did LeBron drop off?
After 2020, clearly.
Hold on. The LeBron drop off has been it's been a little bit every year.
What I'm saying,
he's just so great. The drop off isn't noticeable.
So hold on. Let's get this straight then, Jalen Green. So if LeBron James was in his prime in 2020, then he dropped off after, and the Lakers haven't found a way to get back to the championship.
I don't think LeBron.
Hold on, bro. I'm trying to ask you one question real quick. Did you say he dropped off after 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So let me get this straight. If he dropped off, is that the reason why the Lakers haven't gotten back to the title?
No, there's a multitude of reasons. There's a multitude of reasons why the Lakers. There's a multitude of reasons why the Lakers have got.
But his numbers have stayed the same. Huh?
Sure, his numbers have stayed the same
though.
Sure, his numbers have stayed the same.
He dropped off. Why did he average the most field goal attempts on the team?
Because that's what the team requires. That's what
if
the
team requires it. Hold on, if his team requires it, no, but if his team requires it though, Jalen, why did he say AD was a Jalen, if his team requires it, Jalen, if his team requires it, why did he say AD was the face of the franchise?
Why did he say AD is the face of the franchise?
Yeah.
Because he's trying to give his teammate confidence. But we all know every team LeBron. Hold on, we all know every team LeBron.
So if he's trying to give his teammates confidence, right? Why is he taking the most shots on the team?
Because that's probably what they need for them to be successful.
If that's what they need, why they can't get back to the championship?
Because the pieces around him are
the pieces around him. They got more pieces than the 2020 team, though. Remember when?
I missed this.
Hold on, wait. The 2020. Hold on. The 2020 was a different situation than it is today. So you can make
it was a bubble, right? So
basically, it wasn't a bubble. It's just the league was different.
They won the championship because it was a Disney World AAU summer.
See, now we just lying. Now we just lied to the people.
So hold on, you just said no. I'm saying you said 2020 was a different circumstance. The only difference was they was in Disney World and they had to go on the AAU summer camp field trip.
No. Hold on. Teams got better.
But
Denver got better. Denver's better than they were in 2020. No.
Are the Lakers not better?
Are Lakers? You could make a case. No. AD was better in 2020 than he is today.
Bro, AD is still in his prime.
But AD was better. Who played better? Which AD played better? 2020 or AD today? 2020 AD was playing.
That's
crazy.
debatable.
That's not debatable. Go look at AD 2020 playoffs. That's crazy.
So hold on.
His shooting numbers were crazy.
So now AD dropped off, right?
AD. Well, hold on. AD has never played at the level he played in 2020 since then.
So it's LeBron and AD's fault. Thank you.
It's not LeBron and AD's fault. Once again, it's a team sport. Multitude of reasons why they haven't won again.
You haven't told me anything else. You haven't told me anything else, though.
Wait, let's go. The year after, if AD doesn't get hurt, they win the chip. Hold on, year after.
That's a hypothetical, though. You just made that. You just made it up.
But you asked why they didn't win again. So one is injuries. One reason is injuries. The next year they got injured. After that, the Westbrook trade really changed the dynamic of the team. Didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
And then the year after that, they were just better teams than them.
No, but the year after that, though, when everything got back right, how they needed it to be, they played the same team that they played in the bubble in 2020.
Yeah, and Denver's just better. Jokic got better.
Well, how did they just get better, though? I'm saying, how did they just get better?
Wait, so I'm saying so Jokic gets better because in 2020 he was what age? 25, 26. Then as he plays more basketball and enters the prime years of his career, he becomes better. Jamal Murray became better. Aaron Gordon became better. Michael Porter Jr. became better. So all that team, because they were younger in 2020, they got the experience. They developed their games. They became better in 2023. While with the Lakers,
okay, no, cool.
That's fine with me.
That's fine with me, though, right? But I just want to let you know that when they made the trade last year, they had the best record in the league after they made that trade. Did you know that?
What trade?
The Lakers.
So
when they made the D'Lo trade.
When they trade for D'Lo and all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So really, they had no excuse to lose. Secondly, I want to say that Minnesota and Chilltown, I actually wanted to press you on this too, Chilltown. So you're not safe this morning because Minnesota, they won one game, right? Against the what you call it? Against
Denver,
right.
Denver, yeah.
So they won one game against Denver, and you said you was out on Cat. You slandered Cat. No, hold on. You slandered Cat.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the Lakers can't win one game, they get swept. Oh, Denver just a better team, right? So why ain't y'all just out on LeBron, out on AD? Because at the end of the day, they had the best record since they made that trade. So I really don't think it's an excuse. And now back to Jalen. I mean, unless you want to respond to that, Chilton, I don't think you have.
Yeah.
Hold on. Do you plead the fifth? Hold on.
No, I don't. Hold on. May I? So again, I'm on record. When you get swept, you're not close to winning it. You're not close to winning the NBA championship when you get swept. And I absolutely said that I'm out on Cat because of what happened in Minnesota, and I haven't seen him do it. Why I got to be out on LeBron James? Why I got to be out on Anthony Davis when I seen them do it? Which means they could do it again. I've already given you the numbers of what happened with with Cat in the playoffs. Just so you know, in the second half of his career, in the playoffs, in the second half, he averages 5 points a game. This is what he does: 5 points and 4 rebounds. So this is what he's shown me, and he's in year 9, by the way, playing in the playoffs. I seen Anthony Davis in the playoffs. I seen James in the playoffs. Why am I going to be out on these dudes when they won the NBA championship?
Well, that's a good question, Chilltown. And the reason why is because they couldn't close games out in the fourth quarter, which that has been a routine pattern throughout LeBron James' career. So really, I can be out on LeBron James because I've seen it time and time again. He can't close out in the fourth quarter.
Pattern his career.
Now, hold on.
Made 10 finals. What are we talking about?
Hold on. But let's continue.
Hitting the
pattern is how many of those finals did he lose?
The pattern is
6 of them.
And so wait, how many of those
hold on, but I'm
saying
so hold on. That's a pattern. So Jalen, let me ask you this, bro. Let's say this, right? Let's say if you had a pet dog, right, and you just bought it.
Yeah.
Right. So throughout that week that you just bought that dog, your dog pees on the carpet 6 times. That's a pattern, right? You gotta do something about that pattern. You're not just gonna be like, oh, that don't mean nothing. That's a pattern. So if LeBron James uses it 6 times,
that's a terrible example. Chris.
Yeah, I don't think that analogy quite works.
Train the dog not to piss in the carpet.
He's saying that LeBron James is going to the finals and wetting the bed. He's pissing in his drawers every time he goes to the finals. That's what he's saying. It's a pattern of LeBron getting there and pissing his drawers.
So let's go back to the 2020. So that's what I was trying to ask Jalen is that if like I said, if these guys putting up the same numbers, why is the impact not there? Because you got D'Lo. Right. You got Austin Reeves, who everybody said the Lakers had one of the deepest rosters in the West. I don't think it was really much of an excuse for them to get swept. So do you think that Denver getting better, Jalen? Because you described how they got better. You think them getting better is a difference between them winning the series versus getting swept?
Did you watch that? You watched that series. What happened in Game 4? What happened in Game 4?
Oh, in Game 4?
Who showed up? Who looked like the best player on the court?
LeBron got blocked on his game time.
Yeah.
LeBron had how many points in the first half? Carrying that team. 30 points in the first half. Willing that team to win and had no help. This is the problem. Hold on. We got to stop with this win-loss thing. We keep talking about all the time. We got to understand. This is a team sport. Watch the games, folks. Watch the games.
Okay, cool, Jalen. So you say he didn't have no help in
Game 4. James went up against the Avengers.
Okay,
and
that's
KD
cool.
Warriors. It was 1v5.
Wait, hold on. We're not talking about KD.
1v5. You said it's a team sport. Why is it 1v5?
And hold on. You can't even bring up KD now. Hold on, Jalen. You can't bring up. Hold on. Time out.
You can't say it's a team sport and then say LeBron's
you can't even bring up KD no more. You can't use KD no more because LeBron already said that Kyrie is the most skilled player he's ever seen. So that means he'll be more skilled than KD.
Never heard him say that.
LeBron James just said that. He just said that. But hold on.
Okay, all right.
But Jalen, what's the point of all this?
No, but Jalen, hold on.
I think the point of
hold on, Jalen. You said that he didn't have help in Game 4. So what about Game 1 when AD had 40?
And 20, by the way.
For now, AD was phenomenal. What did y'all have that Game 1? 20, 25, 27?
But the pattern is he's doing good, but at the end of the game, he can't really close it out. Remember, he tried to get the game winner, and he couldn't even score on Jamal Murray. Isn't that a pattern? Didn't Mario Hezonja do the same thing?
I mean, that's not a pattern.
Shout out to Mario Hezonja, by the way.
You know what I'm saying? There's a pattern, though.
Oh, LeBron now, what we have seen is, though, before he could give you 46 minutes of quality play in the playoffs. He doesn't need to rest. Now, at his age, he's clearly getting tired in the fourth. And we saw that. What he put out in that fourth quarter in Denver, in the second half, he just didn't have it.
That's not true because he
as you get older,
that's not true because that's not true because he played good in the fourth quarter in the stretch. I mean, down the stretch against Memphis, the same playoff.
Exactly. So there's some games where he's able to do that.
So some games he does it. Then when he doesn't do it, then when he doesn't do it, you make an excuse for it.
It's not an excuse. We just acknowledge what point in his career he is. He's not 28 years old.
But what about when he was doing it when he was in his prime, though? First y'all said he was. Hold on. First y'all said he was too young. First y'all said he was too young in 07. Now he's too old.
So now we're talking about 07?
So damn, Crunch, that's actually a good point.
No, it's not a good point, Ron. Stop lying.
So
Ron,
Hunter,
first he was too
Hunter,
young.
you're avoiding all the facts that contribute to a team's
First he
success.
was
to
too
winning.
young.
You're avoiding
Now he's
all
too
the
old.
other factors. You're avoiding all the other factors.
So are you. So are you.
How?
So
But we understand it's a
Because
team
you're
game
the
with
one who
one
just said
perspective.
LeBron was going 1v5.
You're right. Wait. 1v5 was the wrong terminology. What it meant to say is he played on a team that was at a severe disadvantage because of the talent around him versus the team he was playing.
But they said
That's
AD was about to be the best big man in the league. So Jokic basically surpassed AD.
yes, he did.
Yes, we know this. Yes.
I agree with that, but I'm just saying this is what he put together. He said keep that same energy. So I'm just saying we can't hold him accountable the same way how we hold Karl-Anthony Towns accountable or something like that.
Wait, AD versus Cat now? Okay, who we going to hold accountable?
I mean, Cat won more games than AD. I'm giving him his credit for what he did.
This season,
I'm talking about against
because
Denver.
last year
Against
in the
Denver.
playoffs, when the
because he
Timberwolves
won one
lost
more
in
game.
5
Okay.
games,
Because he got a game.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
He did get a game. Yeah,
Wait,
absolutely.
So the point of this is Cat better than AD to you?
No, the point is LeBron still in his prime? Because you were saying that Grant Hill would be better than LeBron James today. I thought he was still in his prime. If he's not in his prime, how does he have the longest longevity ever?
So LeBron 100% is not in his prime. I don't know what people.
I'm asking you.
Yeah,
he's not in his prime until like about last year, maybe this yearish.
I think his prime ended even for 20. I mean, you want to throw 2020 in there, sure. But I think LeBron peaked in the 2018 playoffs. Ever since then, it's been a steady decline.
Oh, so he peaked when he got. All right, never mind, bro.
Yeah, he peaked when he
got swept.
One of the greatest carry jobs ever in NBA history.
I was at a carry job. I was at a carry job when the team won 50 games and they had another all-star.
Wait. So it was a carry job because he had George Hill, J.R. Smith, Kevin Love.
Kevin Love was an all-star.
Kevin Love was fine. He was giving you a shirt.
No, he was an all-star though. He was an
all-star. 18 to 10, but you talk about creating
18 to 10.
Wait, you talking about the offensive game he had to carry? Wait, this is what we're not going to do.
Remind me of something, Jalen. I actually have some. Hold on, because I actually have some stuff for you, Jalen. You said he averaged 18. You said he averaged 18 and 10. Yep. Mars knows exactly where I'm going. So hold on. So he knows exactly where I'm going.
Different era.
No, hold on. So hold on. I'm about to cook this man, Jalen, bro.
Let me bring this up.
So if Kevin Love is trash because he averaged 18 and 10, then what about?
No one said he's trash. No one said he's trash.
Hold on. So what about Pau Gasol? So that means Kobe was by himself in 2010.
No, Kobe 100% was not by himself in 2010. Pau Gasol was phenomenal.
He averaged 18 and 10 like Kevin Love.
I mean, 18 and 10. 18 and 10 in 2018 versus 18 and 10 in 2010 are two different things. You have to look at the context of that. Pau Gasol was just also a better passer.
Why is that?
And he was better rebounder, better defender. He was better in a lot more ways than Kevin Love.
His career is over after this question. So hold on. If it's a different
Jalen, you complete the fifth, Jalen. You don't have to answer this.
Because if it's a different
era, he's a better player than Kevin Love.
So basically, you didn't need that much on your team back then, right?
So talking in 2010?
Yeah.
No, I just think different teams are constructed differently in different eras. So you could say maybe the post 2015, even 2014, 2013 era. After that, you predominantly needed 3 all-star.
Right. Cool.
Wait. No.
I'm gonna ask the question.
Let me answer the question.
Let him finish answering, Crutch. Let him finish answering.
Let me answer the question.
Okay,
let's give an example of 2018. There were teams in the league with 4 all-star caliber players and with 2 top five players all in one team versus in 2010
there was one team
like that. One team.
That.
Well, in 2010 it was more so you could have 1 or 2 all-stars and build around them.
I understand that, right? Mm-hmm. So the question that I'm about to ask you is: so if that's the case, and if in 20, chill sound, you ready?
Quiet, Mars.
So
I just think he's setting up traps and Jalen's just
Jalen.
So
in 2010, if that's how teams was constructed, when you only needed your second option to give you like 18, why did LeBron have to go to Miami?
So hold on. So we're saying, hold on. See, again, this is what we're doing. We're taking a player and just looking at his raw numbers versus what they actually did on the court. So if you want to contribute, let's say, hold on. So wait, do you want to say LeBron's secondary guy? Hold on, LeBron's secondary guy.
You're not going to misconstrue my question, right? First of all, you didn't answer the question. Secondly,
let me answer the question.
I'm about to show you the common denominator, right? Kevin Love was an all-star, average 18. Pau Gasol was an all-star, average 18. Mo Williams was an all-star, average 18.
Okay, exactly. So do we think Mo Williams is 18? And wait, just the point. Let's say Mo Williams 18 plus everything else he did versus Pau Gasol's 18 and everything else he did, are they the same? No, they're not.
Let me tell you why. Hold on.
Williams and Pau Gasol aren't the same
You
player.
asked me a question.
The contribution wasn't the same.
You asked me a question, didn't you?
Do you think they're the same? Do you think
you asked me a question though?
Okay, go ahead.
But out of all of the players that I just named, though, Mo Williams was the one that was contributing and helping his team had the best record in the league. They won 66 games, and he had the coach of the year. So I would say his impact was definitely substantial, and he shot 43% from the three-point line. Okay. So at the end of the day, what was the problem? Then you had one of the best front courts in the league as far as defensive-wise, and Twin Towers. You had Big Z, you had Anderson Varejao, Chilltown. He's an all-league defender, right? Varejao's an all-league defender. I heard you say that plenty.
Varejao was probably near the end of
I heard Chilltown say that plenty.
I think that's the only year he made the
Varejao made the all-league defense coming up the bench. I remember.
I think that's the only year as a rotation guy, Mars, by the way.
If that's the case, why did he have to go to Miami? If you didn't need that much on your team, because you said you needed that come like 2015 is when you needed 3 guys. So why he needed 3 guys in 2010?
So he needed to go to Miami because his team just wasn't good enough to get over the hump. With the players around it, they weren't going to get past Boston. They were going to get past Boston with Antoine.
You don't think he over? You don't think
they didn't play Boston in 09.
Right.
Or I mean 09, 010. The years before he went to Miami, it was Boston. It was Boston's kind of East, and his team simply wasn't good enough.
So how long do you think Boston?
But they didn't play Boston in 09, and they still lost.
Lost to Orlando that year.
Yeah,
right. And Orlando. Yeah, and Orlando. Yeah, but Orlando, do you think they were a better team than Cleveland? I think they were a better team than Cleveland.
No, Jameer.
I think they were a better team because they won.
No, I just think they were a better constructed
team. Jameer Nelson was out.
Why were they a better constructed team? Why were they a better constructed team than a top 5 offense, top 5 defense, best 3-point shooting team in the league?
But I think at that time when you have a guy like Dwight Howard in the middle surrounding with shooters, it just kind of really
the Cavs had better shooters.
But they didn't have Dwight Howard in the middle.
So what about LeBron James? They had LeBron James.
So hold on.
So what happens when you put
the difference in that crew was the front.
So shooting around Dwight Howard is more valuable than shooting around LeBron James.
I think no.
I think the way no, it is not. No, Mars. No, it's not. No,
I'm just trying to understand what you're saying.
Hold on. So a guy. Hold on. We have a creator.
LeBron James that year.
No, he wasn't. We have a creator in Hedo Turkoglu who at the time was balling, creating for his teammates. We had Rashard Lewis, an amazing shooter who can also get his own bucket. While with the Cleveland Cavaliers, sure, he had a lot of great shooters on that team, 100%. But he didn't have another creator on that team. Mo Williams that year was not necessarily creating for his team. He was still a lot of catch and shoot with LeBron. It was LeBron who showed.
I would say he wasn't creating necessarily for the team, but he was a shot creator though a little bit.
A little bit, maybe.
No, well, actually a lot of bit.
Who was shot creator? Hedo Turkoglu or Mo Williams? Hedo Turkoglu.
Shot creator. I'm taking Mo Williams.
That's a lie. That we lying. Hedo Turkoglu that year.
Mo Williams was more. No, listen. Mo Williams was more of a shot creator for himself, but I think Hedo was more of a playmaker though.
I think Hedo was creating shots for himself and his teammates.
No, Mo Williams is nasty.
Those two things are. I think those.
Mo Williams had one great year with LeBron James.
No, he didn't, bro. He was back.
And they lost with that great year. Against the team that wasn't.
Come on, man. I just think LeBron could have waited
on a better front line. That was the difference.
I think
Dwight Howard was putting those bigs in foul trouble. Like it was crazy.
Yes, couldn't really do anything.
And then, by the way, Jalen, so if you only needed 2 guys at that point, and Kobe had to beat a team that had 3 guys on it, where would you rank Kobe at, Jalen?
I mean, I think Kobe had a 3rd guy in Lamar Odom at that time, an all-star caliber player. Yeah, Lamar Odom, Pau Gasol, they had.
So how are you gonna hype those players up, but you're not gonna talk about Antoine Jameson on the Cavs?
Time out. We think Antoine Jameson in 2008 or 9 was better than Lamar. 10 was better than Lamar Odom or Pau Gasol.
You think Lamar Odom is better? Hold on. You think Lamar Odom is better than Antoine Jameson?
In 2010, Antoine Jameson, yes.
Bro, Antoine Jameson, what are you talking about?
Hold on, 2010, Antoine Jameson was a volume.
Antoine Jameson was 20 and 10.
Okay.
Just to clarify. So in 09, Antoine Jameson, one of the better 4s in the league. And then he gets the Cleveland in 2010, he's just finished.
He just finished.
Wait, Antoine Jameson was Antoine Jameson
100%.
He was averaging 20 and 10 or 20 and 9.
Did he not get traded in the middle of the season?
He got traded in the middle of the season.
Right. So he got traded in the middle of the season. That's
but I'm saying right before he got traded, he was on the Wizards averaging
20. And he was on the Wizards team, and he was on the Wizards team where he was on that crew for a while. He jumps on the crew with James, and completely different offense and a completely different system, just like they were throwing pieces together. Like they didn't throw shit. Don't forget, Sean Marion was on that crew too. Don't leave him out. Sean Marion played for the Cavs also. Shaq, who was clearly past his prime, played for that team, right? So
Shaq was still serviceable. Shaq was all NBA, but the year before he went to Cleveland.
Yeah,
he was All-Star game MVP.
So let me make sure.
Damn, LeBron washed all those guys up, Crunch.
Let me make sure I'm remembering. So Shaq from 08-09 to 13 a game. Shaq. That's who the dude was. 13 points and 9 rebounds. Shaq.
That was enough. That was enough for D Wade. Shaq only averaged 13 in the finals with D Wade, and D Wade
with 4 guys around him. So that's not even close to the same thing.
This is what I'm like. This is what we're doing. This is what I'm with.
Chris is cooked right there, though. Chris is cooked right there. He averaged 13 with D Wade, and D Wade got it done.
Hey, first of all, Ron, he did not. He averaged 14 a game. That's number one. Number two. Yeah, let's make sure we get it correct. He averaged 14. If we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it.
All right, so chill. He shot 57% from the line instead of 50.
And he had 3 and 4 guys around him, which opened up the offense way more for Dwayne Wade.
Exactly.
The Cavs had more space.
Open up the offense way more. Guys like don't make it sound like it was just him out there. That's not true.
The Cavs had more spacing.
The Cavs were the best or second best space roster in the league.
They had space.
But exactly. So that Shaq with Cleveland, he didn't have the defensive tension that Miami Shaq did. So this is why we watch the games, chat, because you can look at the box score and see the numbers. But if you watch the series, he was still getting double, triple team because he was still that Shaq that commanded that defense, which gave D Wade the space. LeBron, the Shaq that played with Cleveland, it was over with. He was about 400 pounds.
So you watched it.
Okay, so Jalen, I'm asked again. So how did Shaq go from how did Shaq go from All NBA next to Steve Nash to washed with LeBron the next year?
I think that was just a weak All NBA time. Yeah, that was just a weak.
I'm not arguing against that.
Yeah, it was a weak. Yeah, I don't think Shaq. Even the All-Star team was more of a nod to his career in Phoenix. That last one, Shaq was over with. Shaq was not going to be a big factor in any championship team.
But how did he go? How did he go from novelty All-Star, novelty All NBA, weak era of bigs, to the next year, still in a weak era of bigs? He's washed.
It was below average. I think you can say it was a below average.
How did that just magically happen?
Age. Father time beats everybody.
They were still solid. They still had the best record in the league.
Jalen
still had the best record in the league.
Jalen, tell Mars how fast the Phoenix Suns were playing. Jalen, tell Mars not only how fast the Phoenix Suns were playing, tell him how much he was getting everybody else involved, how much better of a distributor and a playmaker that Steve Nash was in 07, 08.
I want him to say Steve Nash is a better playmaker than LeBron James.
Tell him that.
You got me.
Jalen, go ahead. Say Steve Nash makes his teammates better than LeBron James.
You're going to say that. Then we're going to come back with
Jalen, just say Steve Nash makes his teammates better than LeBron James.
Jalen, you can end this whole thing. All you got to do is say one thing.
We're going to get Jalen to plead the fifth.
Just say Steve Nash makes his teammates better than LeBron James.
At that time, in 07, 08.
Yeah, just say that and I'll accept the answer.
The system that Shaq played in the Phoenix Suns, led by Steve Nash, allowed him to put up these numbers, which look great on paper. But if we were actually watching the game, we realized it wasn't necessarily contribute to winning that those numbers would necessarily suggest.
They won 46
which is great, but it's not 55 games. It wasn't a championship. It wasn't. He could have contributed to a championship level team. At that point,
they missed the playoffs with 46 wins. Western Conference.
Tough Western
Conference. But Jalen, he contributed to wins on Cleveland. They had the best record in the league.
Sure. Wait, what role did Shaq play on that?
What are you
Let's
talking?
Let's be honest. Like he wasn't doing.
What are you talking about? He was a fourth option.
James.
He was a fourth option.
Yeah, sure.
He was a fourth option.
Shaq at that time. Okay, what are we trying? So Shaq at that time was not going to be the starting center on the championship.
No, I'm not saying no. He's not going to be. He's not going to be a first or second best player on it. Yeah,
I think they won 61 games that year.
Yeah, he's not going to be a first or second best player, but you have him as like a role player type of role, and that's Shaq, and he's still kind of low key in shape a little bit, and like, bro, he averaged 12. You gotta look at his minutes too. So if he got more minutes, it probably would have been a few more. He actually outplayed KG a couple of them games too in the playoffs, by the way.
That time. KG.
Torn meniscus.
Who?
Shaq.
So torn meniscus KG. So why they lose?
KG was the injury.
So why they lose?
That was the year before.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. KG had a torn meniscus in 09, so the Celtics weren't even the same Celtics anymore.
That was the year before.
And the
Cavs they still had Paul Pierce. They still had Ray Allen, and KG torn meniscus was still.
And the Cavs still had LeBron James, right?
Yeah, and who?
They didn't play Boston. Mark, keep bringing that up.
In 2010, they did.
Okay, which was the next year when he was healed.
Yeah, no,
which is not the same.
KG was not the same KG as he was in 08.
But he was healed, and he gives them a different element.
He was healthy, but he was worse.
Even if he was worse, he still gives them a different element that they didn't have.
And I can agree with that. And that's why I said in 09, how come when they didn't play Boston, they still lost?
Well, once again, Mars, we already had this conversation about Orlando. That was a bad matchup. That front line that Cleveland had was just not as good as the front line.
And then they went and got Shaq to have a good front line, and now Shaq's not good enough.
Who was over?
That's exactly why they went.
So let me just understand this. Dwight Howard was the best big in the league, right?
That's number one.
After that, it was probably Yao.
At that time,
in 2010. Duncan was playing center, but
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Duncan was playing center, but he's in the other conference. So in the East, it's Dwight, and then who was the next best center in the East?
Wasn't Shaq.
Jokic?
Who was it?
I don't think Shaq made the All-Star team.
It was Shaq,
maybe on paper.
He came off All NBA in Phoenix, then he went to the Cavs. Who was the best center in the East outside of Dwight?
Who was the best?
When did Jokic show up?
To be honest with you, Mars, if that's
in the league, but I think
so if that's the case,
it was like the second year.
So if that's the case, Mars, then it says a lot about what the big was in the Eastern Conference. If Shaq in year 18 is the best big man in the Eastern Conference, which by the way was not nearly as good as it used to be. If Shaq is the best big man in the Eastern Conference, because he is clearly over at that point. Because remember, the next year he only played half the season in Boston towards Achilles, and he had to retire. And we've seen guys within a 2-year stretch go from being All NBA or 20 and 20 or 20 a game, and then within 2 years they fall off. That's absolutely happened. So it says a lot about what the Eastern Conference was in terms of bigs.
I agree. So I'm saying if Dwight Howard was the best, and the Cavs had arguably the second best center in the conference, how much more frontline help could the Cavs have got? Would they have to get Dwight?
I don't know. They wouldn't have.
And they would have had no one who can combat Dwight if they have this. If they have the next best thing in the conference, and that's not enough, what could they have done?
Oh, it's no way that 2010 Shaq is the second best center.
That's what I'm I asked you would, and I haven't got an answer. Someone,
I mean, let's say
Andrew Bogut.
Hold on, wait. Respect. I know y'all don't like the man now, but at that time, for what he was doing, Kendrick Perkins was a solid big down there.
He wasn't better than Shaq though.
I didn't.
2010.
2010. Yes, he was.
In 2010.
Al Horford.
No, he
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Al
Horford was Shaq.
Al Horford, Joakim Noah. I don't know where Al Jefferson was at this time.
Al Jefferson.
Al Horford was center in that year.
Hold on, y'all saying Kendrick Perkins?
Al Horford did the 5 and 2010.
Where was Roy Hibbert? What was Roy Hibbert?
I'm saying he listed.
Nah, Roy Hibbert. I don't think. Was Roy Hibbert there yet? I don't think he was.
I think that's too early.
Roy Hibbert was not there. It says a lot about.
Are we hearing the names we're saying?
That's what I'm saying. It says a lot about
in this group of people.
No, Kendrick Perkins is better than Shaq at this time, bro. I'm not.
Okay, 2010.
Kendrick Perkins. Who else?
I got Joakim Noah. I got Joakim Noah.
Yo, Kendrick Perkins ain't never been the second best center in any conference he'd never played in.
Okay, well, he was still better than Shaq.
He was not better than Shaq.
I think so, bro.
We got Joakim Noah.
They saying Brook Lopez.
Bro, Kendrick Perkins averaged 10 and 8.
That's rookie Brook Lopez, no? That's rookie.
But I'm saying Shaq is on this tier of guys. If you playing against a team that got Kendrick Perkins, right, and you got this version of Shaq who was All NBA last year, bro, I'm good.
I don't care if he was All NBA last year.
No, that's why they signed him. That's why so in training camp.
They did not sign Shaq to come stop Dwight Howard.
No, they signed Shaq. Shaq was ring chasing. He was planning on winning a championship with them.
Oh yeah, we can say that. Shaq was ring chasing, but nobody was chasing Shaq to win a ring.
They was picked.
Nobody got Shaq to ring chase.
So the Cavs made Shaq, if not the highest paid player in the league, one of the highest paid players in the league, because they knew he was washed.
I don't care how much they paid him.
I think they were going. I think they were going off. I think they were going off what they.
They were going off the fact he just made the All NBA team.
Yeah, and they were going off what they. Even though Phoenix got the best year at it, that was
so y'all didn't see Shaq play in 2010 Mars Crunch.
I seen it.
I seen he
Shaq really wasn't that bad. He really wasn't that bad in 2010 though. He really wasn't.
All I said
where it was like, okay, Shaq,
is if Dwight Howard was a mismatch, what else could the Cavs have done to address that mismatch in terms of getting a center? That's the only question I've asked. I haven't pushed Shaq was the best player in the league. I haven't done that. Yeah. I said if Dwight, because Chill said the Orlando Magic beat the Cavs because Dwight Howard was bullying that front line in 09.
Front line.
I said
not just Dwight Howard, Mars. Not just Dwight Howard. I feel like their whole front line. I feel like they were better.
And that's factual because anyone who watched that series was seeing how those bigs were going in foul trouble in 2 seconds, and we had to go watch Ben Wallace minutes in 2009. We seen it. Yes. So I said the Cavs addressed that by bringing in Shaquille O'Neal for the money they did, coming off an All NBA season. Right. What more could they have done to shore up their front line than what they did? And if they couldn't have done anything more, what did you want? That's all I want.
There was really nothing else that they could do, to be honest with you.
So the Cavs could have never won, is what I'm hearing.
No, the Cavs needed a better secondary option. I think they would have got Dwight Howard's going to dominate.
How about this for an idea, Jalen? How about this for an idea, Jalen? Maybe they just weren't good enough. How about
they weren't good enough. And guess what? LeBron James' lack of a jump shot definitely helped. Hold on, LeBron James' lack of a jump shot definitely hurt. We're not going to say LeBron holds no blame to it. He definitely holds.
And plus, by the way, Jalen, you actually lied about what you said earlier because
about what?
You said that you need three guys that are on that type of level to win a championship. But Steph just did it without 3 guys. He won with Jordan Poole. I mean, honestly,
that's an anomaly.
Hold on. I thought LeBron.
The reason they didn't win is because the Magic had heat stroke turkey glue. They wasn't beat. They was not beating the Magic.
I'm just saying, you don't think. All right, so who you think better, Mo Williams? Who you think better, Mo Williams or Jordan Poole?
Why are we doing this?
Andrew Wiggins was on that team.
Yeah, Andrew Wiggins was on that
team.
Draymond
Green, a Hall of Famer. Klay Thompson, a Hall of Famer.
100%. So let's not act like that.
Iguodala is a Finals MVP.
But Jalen, you said it's a different era. You don't need all that. You said at that time you didn't need all that, though.
Sure, 100% different era. Now, do I think that Steph team was definitely, if you look at the past, let's say 10 championships, was that last?
Because my whole thing is this: if the Celtics would have got old. If the Celtics, I think if you'd have waited for the Celtics to get old, kind of like how Jordan waited for the Pistons to get quote unquote old, because people try to say they was old at that time.
Oh wait, where do you have to wait till Boston to get old too? Because they never beat him in the playoffs.
No, but I'm saying
but his team wasn't good enough, Jalen.
Exactly, his team. Exactly. The reason why Jordan didn't win. No, I'm saying when y'all bring a LeBron,
and you hate it, So keep this. Hate this too. No, don't keep the same. You hate it. Don't do it. You hate it. Don't do it.
Hey, Jalen. Hey, Jalen.
Why didn't Jordan win in 98?
Jalen.
The team wasn't good enough.
Jalen. The thing about Jordan, though, when he was playing against the Celtics, wasn't that like his first 3 years?
No, what happened in 88? Why couldn't Jordan win in 88? Why couldn't
Jordan? It was his first 3 years, Yes, it was.
So his first couple years. Mm-hmm. So Jalen, what LeBron do his first 2 years?
Missed the playoffs.
So he wasn't even in the playoffs his first 2 years.
Why did Jordan win? Hold
on. We're gonna talk about it.
Can we put some context to that, please?
And then on top of that, so hold on. So let's talk about the age thing, because y'all gonna say he was 22 or whatever, 23. So he played against the Celtics, right? And did he get swept? Or he lost that series? So let's look at how he played. If we're gonna do that, let's look at how he played versus how LeBron played against the Spurs in 07 when he was 22. He couldn't even really get in his bag like that. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, it's still levels to it. Jordan waited for the Pistons to be finished, and it was gonna be his turn to get over the hump. LeBron could have waited for the Celtics to get old because he was only like 25 years old.
Right.
So I don't think there was no need to panic. I mean, after the Celtics would have fallen off, Dwight Howard kind of fell off too at the like 12.
But the difference is though,
who was gonna who was gonna be in the way of LeBron James?
Right. Now, with that being said, Crunch, you brought up a really good point, but I think you got to remember what the Bulls were doing during that time and how they was constructing that unit and how much better they were getting. I don't think Cleveland was doing the same thing. And when I think about what Cleveland, don't get me wrong, I think Cleveland was trying, but I don't think that they were doing the same thing as what the Bulls were doing. We're drafting Scottie Pippen, right? We're drafting B.J. Armstrong. We're trading for Bill Cartwright. We're getting not just Scottie, Horace Grant, and building that unit. And on top of that, changing the offense and implementing the triangle offense as opposed to just keeping the ball in Jordan's hands. They did a bunch of different things to change that unit as opposed to James, who was the system, and they just didn't change anything with James. It just gave him the ball. It just kept bringing in different guys and bringing in different guys. They didn't change the one thing that was important was to get other guys involved. James is definitely one of the best distributors, and I think that he could have blossomed if he was in a different type of offensive style. But I think that the Bulls did a completely different job. I mean, I think they did a much better job at building that unit around Jordan from the beginning than Cleveland did with James.
I mean, that's Silas tried to put LeBron in the post as a rookie and tried to play him off the ball, and LeBron couldn't do it. So they tried to
as a rookie.
And then Paul Silas was gone.
Right, because maybe that's not the position that he should be playing, Mars.
Yeah, not in the system. Yeah. Give him the ball. That's what he can do.
So maybe
all right,
try to
so
put him in the system,
I'm running a poll right
and
now.
how did that work, Mars? Once they gave him the ball.
But then you can't say they shouldn't have gave him the ball and then say it worked when they gave him the ball. What do you want them to do?
Oh, exactly, Mars.
Like, exactly. Like, all I'm hearing is they should have done this, but then when they do it, no, they should have done this.
No, Mars,
no matter what they done, they couldn't have won. Like, that's what I'm hearing.
Once they get, that's not true, Mars. Once they gave him the ball, we saw the kind of player that he turned into. But that's not conducive to winning. Does that mean that we got to completely take the ball out of his hands? No, we don't have to do that.
LeBron wasn't conducive to winning.
So LeBron's game is not conducive to winning.
No, that's not true. We have to.
Yo. No, listen.
Am I mishearing?
We have to move on, but Jalen and Chill, you guys have to answer this question before we move on.
Yep.
Is LeBron Ramon James basketball game conducive to winning?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's a heavy one.
LeBron
If it wasn't,
Ramon.
then he would have never won.
Yeah. LeBron Ramon James has the game that's most conducive to winning out of any player in NBA history.
So hold on.
Was
So
it the most conducive to winning from 03 to 2010?
From 03 to 2010. I mean, if you take away those rookie years, honestly, wait, I said LeBron became the best player in the world in 2007.
That's not why I asked. Okay. Was it
From 03 to 2010?
the most conducive to winning?
this man's an
His
MVP.
first stint in Cleveland.
If it was the most
conducive.
Hey, yo, this man.
If it was the most
hold on.
conducive to winning, then it would
Jalen
won.
is literally
Hold on,
programmed-
the last 5
Hey, Mark,
years,
he's literally
yes. So
programmed
yes,
to say
last
random
5
facts.
years. The
Okay,
last
so
5
years.
years.
so the
Random
last 5
facts about
years, the
LeBron.
way
Yeah,
LeBron James was playing
He
was the
just said a
most
random fact
conducive play
about
style to
LeBron.
winning.
Was the most conducive player to winning. He can make adjustments.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
Fellas, we do gotta move on. But I gotta shout out to everybody that's liked the video. If you haven't liked the video yet, go ahead and slap that like button. Tonight
Hit it.
on playback.tv, in the Players' Choice room, we will be watching the Sacramento Kings versus the Dallas Mavericks. Big
game.
Ox is gonna be there. JD's gonna be there. And in case you haven't got enough of them yet, Crunch will be there too to go ahead and rep his Dallas Mavericks. Ox, it might be a long night for you, brother, but y'all be sure to pull up 9:45 Eastern time. We gonna have a good old time over on Playback. Also, playerschoicemerch.com. Yo, Ox, can you show him that sweatshirt? Go get y'all one. Go get y'all one. Yo,
the problem.
David, where's my merch, David? Where's my merch, David?
Hold on,
David,
David.
Yeah, David, where you at,
Press
David?
him.
Come on, man. Come on,
Hold on,
David.
Dylan, look.
We're gonna be wearing outside.
So this the thing is, it says casual, but in the adjective. I want a casual like in the noun, so I could be like, no, like you're a casual. You know what I mean?
You're an actual thing.
You're a casual, yeah. Like, I
Mhm.
don't want to explain. I don't want to like talk about explaining it whatnot. I want to in explanatory. I want it to be like, no, that's casual as a person. That person is a casual. You know what I mean? So, but I like the hoodie though. That's what's up.
Oh, they look cool. Yeah, they look cool for sure. Hey, Chilltown, cut off those sleeves. Chilltown, cut off those sleeves. Cut off, show them what you got. Wear it to the gym.
I don't go to the gym. My workouts are outdoors now, B. I don't need to. I don't need to be in the gym like I used to be. I don't need to be throwing up 3 wheels. I weigh what I want to weigh, and I look how I want to look. I'm good now. Yep.
Hey, Chilltown was throwing up 3 wheels. That's impressive. 315, no joke.
All right, so let's get it.
Sure. It's
Chilltown.
an adjective depending on how you use it. You can use it as a noun. You know what I'm saying? It's not just an adjective. It could be what you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And let that be known to you goofies in the chat. Y'all mess with Chill. All right. It better be cool. But let's go ahead and get into the title of the show, though. Can't really say too much about the Houston Rockets that hasn't been said, but I can let you guys know that they're on a 9-game winning streak as of right now. They are the hottest team in the NBA. They do have a player that is playing out of his mind right now. A guy that we've followed very closely for the last couple of years.
Next Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
That's how
Some would say. But hey, he's playing out of his mind. They're without some people would say that their best player or the second best player out Sengun, and they're still performing. And so, Mars, I'm gonna give you the floor and just talk to us about what's going on here right now. Oh, and they are a game out of
not a game, a half a game.
But the Warriors have the tiebreaker, so we have to have a better record than the Warriors to finish above them. But Other than that, yeah, we're looking all right. I wanna first start by taking credit. I put pressure on the Houston Rockets by saying I was gonna leave them, and ever since then they started hooping. They knew that.
Can you believe this guy?
They knew my threat of my departure was serious. They knew how to explore my options elsewhere. So they was like, let's make a play and push. So now I feel like my loyalties have to lie with Houston because they've shown me they can fix up and they can play real good basketball. I had to just give them that little warning message, and they've locked in 11-1 in our last 12 games, 9-game winning streak, beating teams like the Kings, the Cavs.
Yeah, the teams you played are pretty bad. Like looking at the teams you played.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Yeah, the Cavs are a notorious bad team. Yeah,
that's one.
The Bulls are a terrible team, clearly. Even though
the Wizards,
the Wizards who just beat the Bulls are on a 3-game winning streak. But yeah, that's just easy work. Anyone can beat them. They just beat the Kings. But yeah, we beat the Wizards, and it just means nothing. I guess. Yeah, I mean, but sure. Yeah, just say whatever you want about our team's winning streak. It's cool. 9-game winning streak, longest winning streak in the NBA. The people who saying this is because Sengun went out, that's untrue. We were 4-1 in March with Sengun, so we was fixing up with him. I don't want to hear the narratives of we're better without Sengun. That's nonsense. But Jalen Green got robbed of Player of the Week in back-to-back weeks. He should have won it. He was averaging 36 and didn't win Player of the Week, but that's besides the point. Over the in March, Jalen Green's averaging about 28 points a game, 62% true shooting, 11-1. He's on track for Player of the Month.
I was about to ask you, Mars, are we looking at Player of the Month?
I don't know who else would be the front runner right now, to be honest.
I mean, Mars, who needs a Player of the Week when you can get Player of the Month?
He'll be the first player of the 21. He'll be the first player of his draft class to win it. So if he does win it, agendas will be pushed. But away from just Jalen Green, the way the team's playing is great, forcing a lot of turnovers. Amen Thompson, like I keep trying to tell you guys, is special. Like
Mars, I never thought I'd see you turn into an accolade merchant. Oh, he's player of the week. Player of the week.
He's the player of the month, whether or not he wins it or not. Whether or not he wins it or not, it's just about time the NBA figures out how to give an award properly.
Accolades matter now.
No, because if he doesn't win,
what did you say, Mars? What did you say?
Whether or not the NBA recognizes it or not doesn't change the fact he deserves the award.
Gotcha.
Same way Steph Curry deserved the Finals MVP, just didn't win it. I'm still gonna say he deserved the
Jalen
Green's gonna deserve Player of the Month, whether or not he wins Player of the Month.
Mars, Amen Thompson. That's where we were.
Amen Thompson is special. Yes, Amen Thompson is special. His ability to guard is second to none. He has some of the best hands in the NBA. He's becoming more disciplined on defense, which I really like to see. He's figuring things out. But and also Jabari Smith. We did it without Jabari Smith last night. Jock Landale came in, was hooping. He's the reason.
Rolling last night.
Jock Landale was the reason the game was close in the first half because we were terrible in the first half. Like Fred VanVleet was terrible. Jalen Green was not playing well. Dylan Brooks was not playing well. The only people who played well in that first half, Jock Landale, Aaron Holiday, Jay Sean Tate, kind of. Everyone else, terrible. Second half starts. We don't start great. We're down 64-58. And then we turn things around thanks to Jalen Green. He's the reason we won that game last night in the second half. That third quarter run, we were down like 6. Jalen Green hits a 3, scores again, hits another 3, gets a couple steals, nearly kills Moses Brown, by the way, on a dunk. Nearly killed him, but didn't make the dunk. But that momentum right there started like a 20-2 run, and then we just never looked back from there. So I want to give Jalen Green credit for turning things around after a bad first half. Earlier on in the season, a bad first half turns into a bad game. Last night, he didn't let that affect him. Terrible first half, fantastic second half. I want to give him his credit. And also,
Morris, right quick though, while you still on Jalen Green, this is the maturation process of things like this that you like to see. But it's one of two things. It's first off, Jalen just saying, F it, I'm gonna just keep shooting, I'm gonna shoot my way out the slump, or we're gonna lose on my back. We're gonna either win on my back or we're gonna lose on my back. But either way it goes, I'm him, I'm gonna keep shooting, and eventually one of these shots is gonna fall. But also, too, it's a clear indicator that guys are now starting to respect Jalen Green on the Rockets. Guys are starting to see Jalen Green as that number one guy. Guys are starting to see that, okay, Jalen Green is the guy on this team. So we're going to continue to have confidence in him. We're not going to panic. We're going to live and die by what Jalen Green does. And I was watching the game too. And his demeanor was the same through and through. started shooting, shots started falling, started attacking more, started getting calls, and it was just dope to see Jalen. He didn't have an overall good shooting game, but he had a great second half as opposed to his first half. So it was just good to see him play through that.
I still think he played well. Like I know, it was like 47% true shooting, and if you look at the box scores, I think he scored 27 on 26 shots. So you look at it, it's like wow. But then when you look at 31% true shooting in the first half, 60% true shooting in the second half, he's the one who sparked our 20-2 run that won us the game in the third quarter. It might have been his best defensive game of the season too. The defense he was playing last night was fantastic. Passing lanes, on the ball, drawing offensive fouls. He got a block. His rotations were sharp. He was aware. He was doing everything that he hadn't been doing in the previous years. Like normally post All-Star break, Jalen Green he'll start scoring well, but the other stuff still hadn't come along. The playmaking, the decision making, the IQ. This year, even when he's not scoring, he's doing things like now. He's doing things that are good basketball plays, and the IQ is what I wanted to harp on because we spoke about when we were talking about the Timberwolves not giving Luka Garza the ball when he had a mismatch. There was a play, and this isn't last night. This is against the Jazz. Jabari Smith had a mismatch with Colin Sexton. And Jalen Green initiated the offense. Amen Thompson was in the strong side corner. He cleared Amen Thompson out because he recognized Jabari Smith's mismatch, and he gave Jabari the ball to attack that mismatch. I think Jabari missed. But the IQ and the recognition to understand my player here has a mismatch, I don't need to go try and score. I don't need to try run a play. This is the play we're going to get. We got Jabari Smith on our island with Colin Sexton. This is the shot we want. That's something he wasn't even doing that 3 months ago. That stuff, that's the development I'm talking about. So I think that's a great sign. Jabari, even though he didn't play last night, has been looking very good at the 5. Our versatility, switching, the pace we're playing at, very good. We play OKC tomorrow. So I'm glad we did this title now because we're probably
in Houston. In Houston, or
no, in Oklahoma. So we might lose tomorrow. We might lose. We might win. I don't know. This is a Ime Udoka called it a barometer game. Like we're gonna see how good we are. If we can beat them, I like our chances for the play-in. I know Golden State play Miami tonight. Hopefully they lose, and then we can.
Do y'all think that this like from Jalen Green has anything to do with kind of what we talked about like at the beginning of the season with Ime Udoka and Fred VanVleet coming over there, kind of helping the guys become professionals, helping Jalen Green see the game in a different way. I think even off and on the court, I think having a guy like Fred VanVleet around Jalen Green, I think is a super plus, and I think it's showing on the court. And it's obviously coach, Ime, that's a big jump from what they had. So you're gonna see different things. I'm happy that they got them over there with them.
The young guys who spoke about the veteran presence a lot. Jeff Green, Fred, Dylan Brooks, Ime. They've all spoke about how it's a different vibe. Like last year, the vet was DJ Augustine. I don't know. Well, that was the year before. Like the vets were lacking severely, and Steven Silent. Don't get me started on him again. So like it was bad, and now you get Ime, who Ime spoke about. He's trying to break bad habits that have been built by guys like Jalen Green, Sengun to a lesser degree, Jabari Smith. Like anyone who was here with the Silas regime, he's had to basically restart. And I think there was a bad period. I remember December when Jalen Green looked like the worst player in the NBA, and I said he might be playing his way out the league. That's how bad he was playing. I remember saying that. Then I remember he was still struggling. He was still struggling around early January, and I remember saying a trade might be best for both parties. I remember saying that Jalen might need a new change of scenery. The Rockets might need to get off of Jalen because we don't know what's happening here. He persevered. The Rockets stayed with their belief in him. Well, Ime, I guess, stayed with their belief in him. They were exploring trades with the Nets, who, for whatever reason, said, nah, Jalen Green and 4 picks isn't enough for Mikal Bridges. Clowns. But they seem to have figured it out. This is the best Jalen Green has ever looked, and it's more than just his scoring, which is what's impressive to me. And everyone else, like Jabari Smith, he's looked much better this year than he did last year. Amen Thompson has developed all throughout the season. He still can't shoot, but everything else is great. I'm sorry, he playmates out the post yesterday. I didn't even know he could do that. He's playmaking out the short roll. The offense is becoming more less stagnant. Like there's more actions being ran. You can see things. Fred played terribly last night, but just overall his leadership has been great. Do I think we're going to make the play-in? Because I guess that's where this is going to go. I hope.
Yo, shout out to Mars for pressing his chick. Yo, clean your act up or I'm out.
Exactly. It's just motivation. It's just motivation. That's all it was, man. It was motivation. Because I had to show I had other options for them to know it was serious.
That's the real world too.
And crunch, just so you know, you know the chick that your chick hang out with that you can't stand quietly. Like you don't say nothing to her about it, but you can't stand her. That's Lindell. That's who Mars can't. He can't stand him, but he won't say it out loud to people. Because
Lindell's been good recently.
He don't want to ruffle no feathers.
Now, early on in the season, he didn't look like an NBA player.
He can't stand him.
But recently, he's been good. And we've needed it because early on in the season, when Landell was unplayable, we had to run Jeff Green at the 5. That was bad. Now, Landell's been playable. We actually have a backup 5. Great addition to the team. Thank you, Jock Landell, for showing up. Appreciate it very much. But the play-in's going to be tough. I remember preseason, I said 35 wins and I'll be happy. We're at 36.
Over 500.
Yeah, we're 36
over 500.
I'm happy. I'm happy with what we've done so far. But now seeing how close we are to the play-in, knowing that the Warriors play the Heat tonight, hopefully the Heat handle business. I'm a Heat fan tonight. Go Heat. And then we can hopefully beat the Thunder. We got the Jazz after that. If we can go 2-0 in those games, we got a tough stretch after that. But we'll take it one game at a time. I believe our players will say we're aware. Jalen Green has said he's watching the Warriors. He's watching every Warriors game they're playing. He watched them against the Timberwolves. He said he's going to be watching this game against the Heat. We've got an eye on them. And Draymond Green want to say we're not worried about the Rockets. I know Ime's brought that up. I already know Ime brought that up in the locker room. Yes, Draymond Green said he's not worried about you guys. I know he said that because that's what he's going to do. And
I want to know. So when I was looking at Jalen Green, right, looking at all of his stats going down these games, what I noticed, it seems like somewhat of a trend. We're talking about trends before too. Is when he takes 20 shots, they win a lot more often than not. It just seems like when he takes 20 plus shots, they're winning a lot more games. Obviously, this win streak is contributing to that. But even before, it seems like the games where he takes 20 plus shots, they're in some close games and they're winning. So when Sengun comes back, do you think he still needs to be prioritized offensively and hit that 20 shot mark or be sort of aggressive? Because some games, the games they get blown out or lose a lot, like when he's taking 12, 13, 14, like they just lose. They lose a lot of those games. But when he's taking 20 plus, they seem to be winning. So does Fred VanVleet take a step back into scoring? Does Sengun? What do they do?
I'm of the belief that Sengun should be the hub of our offense. Everything runs through Sengun with his playmaking, his post presence. He draws double teams. But Jalen is the best scorer on the team, I think. But I think you can have an offense where it won't be as fast paced as the Kings, but De'Aaron is their go-to scorer. Sabonis, the offense runs through him. I think it could be something similar to that in terms of Jalen is the one if Jalen scores well, the Rockets have a better chance of winning. And now a lot of the 12-shot games, it's not due to Jalen's lack of aggression. It's due to he's playing so terribly. He doesn't play a lot of minutes. Like that's what it was early on in the season. He was just playing badly. Gotcha. So he would get taken out of the game in the fourth quarters and whatever. And that's why we would lose because he was playing badly. But generally speaking, if Jalen Green is aggressive and he's making shots, the Rockets are a very hard team to beat. I think you can see that during this run. But generally speaking, if Jalen Green's making shots, because he's virtually impossible to stay in front of. Like he might be one of the quickest players in the league. He gets to the rim on anyone. And his ability to create separation and create shots is elite already. It was always elite. It was just about capitalizing on the separation he creates. And now he's doing that. And he's taking smarter shots. He's taking better shots. We become a very hard team to beat. Now, I don't think it matters who the best player on the team is. Is it Jalen Green? Is it Sengun? I don't think it matters. As long as they're both on the team, it's a great problem to have when you have two great young players. So going forward, like looking beyond this season, I think we should be a playoff team next year. Now, I know the Grizzlies are coming back. Like, they're going to be healthy. I don't know what the Lakers are going to do. The Lakers always seem to make moves in the offseason. The Clippers, the Nuggets, the Kings, the OKC, all these teams are going to be there. But I think next season, the aim should be to be a top 6 seed. Now, does that mean we're going to go far in the playoffs? I don't know. But just seeding, top 6 should be the aim. And I think it's possible with Sengun looking like a borderline all-star this year. Another year of development for him. Jalen Green finally breaking out, looking like one of the premier scoring guards in the NBA, like I expected him to be. Steven Adams joining the team, Tari Eason healthy, Amen Thompson another year of development.
Forgot I had Steven Adams.
It's scary hours in Houston. It's very scary hours.
These last, I think you got 10 games left. You don't like y'all against Oklahoma City tomorrow night. How about against Utah on Friday?
We should beat the Jazz.
And then that Sunday, 2 days later, y'all got Dallas in your building. How do you like your boys against them?
We played Dallas well. We played Dallas well. We played Dallas well. But that was before the trade. But we played Dallas well.
And mind you, you guys have been playing really well, specifically defensively. And then that next Tuesday, a week from today, you got to go to Minnesota.
We don't play Minnesota well.
In Minnesota.
That's a loss. We're bad against the Timberwolves. We're bad against
and 2 days later, that Thursday,
we have to beat the Warriors. I've got that game circled. We have to win that
in your building. And then the next night, you got Miami coming in.
Yeah.
Who do the Lakers play soon? Like the next few games.
Lakers.
Who do the Lakers?
I didn't even keep an eye on the Lakers.
Do y'all think the Lakers can drop down?
Milwaukee today.
They're like 3 games above us. We're eyes on the Warriors and the Warriors only. The Lakers next game is Milwaukee, Grizzlies, Pacers.
Country wants to be the godfather of LeBron.
No James.
We can assume they lose to the Bucks, but the Grizzlies they probably beat. The Pacers, meh. The Nets they're gonna win. The Raptors, the Wizards, we're not catching the Lakers. The Warriors is where our eyes are, and the Warriors are a team I think we can catch.
I'm just saying, man. How many games we got left?
12.
11. I think 11.
A lot of games, man. I don't know. The Lakers look like they in trouble.
Fellas,
we'll beat them in the play-in, but we're not gonna catch them in the
beat them in the play-in.
I'm throwing this bracket up here right now.
We'll beat the Lakers.
And what I want us all to do, let me go ahead and scroll here on the West. Let's say this is the final playoff picture, and Houston does make it. All right, Houston's right here in the 10th seed instead of the Warriors. I'm gonna give you guys 3 different scenarios for Houston. First scenario is they win 2 games and they make the playoffs. Second scenario is they win 1 game and they lose the second game and don't make the playoffs. Third scenario is they lose to the Lakers in this first game. I'm gonna ask you guys, what is the most probable scenario out of those 3 scenarios? And I want you guys to rank them as opposed to what you think the Rockets can do in the playoffs. Crunch, I'm gonna start with you.
You said for what team?
The Rockets, if they make the 10th seed.
Oh yeah, so if they make the 10th seed, right? So they would have to play the Lakers. They're gonna beat the Lakers. They're gonna beat the Lakers, and that will put
the Lakers are out. So the Lakers are out.
Bye.
Lakers are out.
The Lakers, they will beat them.
And then we play the loser of the Mavs.
Is Sengun gonna come back soon?
No, he done for the season.
Are we done for the season?
Rumor has it he might be able to.
I thought he might come back.
But I'm similar to the Embiid stance. Do not bring Alperen Sengun back, please.
Yeah, no.
Don't risk long-term health for short-term play-ins, please.
If Sengun doesn't come back, no, I got the Lakers beating them.
Oh, I see. You were here.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know if they can do all that.
That's the most probable scenario to you.
You were here.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they go to the 10th seed, yeah.
All right, Big Ox, as the 10th seed, the Houston Rockets, what's the most probable scenario? Making the playoffs,
you're gonna hate you.
Winning a game, or getting bounced in that first game?
Without Sengun, I don't think they could beat the Lakers.
Yeah, and then after if they lose to the Lakers, they have another game.
No, they out.
No, we out. We
win that first one.
Okay.
They'll be out.
The Lakers would have another game, I think.
Yeah, the Lakers. If the Lakers win, they play the win.
Right, so the 10th seed is the one that only has 1 chance.
Yep. That's it. The 9-10.
I just think like they get destroyed on the inside by Davis. With no Sengun, they just I just don't know if they have the body. Like Jabari's not doing it. Landell's not doing it. I just think AD feasts on that.
Respect Jock Landell?
Jock Landell's not doing it. I'm not gonna respect Jock Landell there. But yeah,
I defense on Jokic in the playoffs.
I mean, shoot, good for him, but I just don't see it. I see him getting destroyed on the inside. I mean, if you're giving up, I think Vooch had a pretty solid game rebound. Like I expect 40-20, like 40 points, 20 rebounds from AD against that front line.
And then when he doesn't give you that, you're gonna complain. But hey, all I know, the Lakers' biggest struggle is transition defense and playing against fast-paced teams. What are Houston's biggest strengths? Transition offense and playing fast. Like we're a bad matchup for them. Now, are we gonna win? Probably not. But
one-game scenario,
we are a bad matchup. On a night where the Lakers' transition defense is extremely bad, on a night where our pace is too much for them to keep up with, on a game where we're hitting threes, we can beat them. Now, are we going to? Probably not, but we can.
One game. Anybody can beat anybody.
All I want and all any Houston fans wants, and even the real Houston fans, if you want to call me a fake one, which is fine, the real Houston, an opportunity. Get us in the play-in, give us an opportunity, win or lose. That experience will be invaluable. Win or lose. And if we win, let's see how far we can go. That's all I'm saying.
Could Houston next season with the improvements that they make, could they be this year's Oklahoma City? Could they be that? Could they do something like that?
They'd have to add a piece. They would have to add a piece.
The piece is all NBA caliber Jalen Green.
Yes.
We haven't had this guy for 4 months. This Jalen Green is the new piece.
I get what you're saying. I guess I meant have this guy the whole year. I meant
Sengun is not coming back next year. The same Sengun you see.
Sengun gonna come back better, but Sengun gonna come back better for sure. Jalen Green is a new player. If this is the new Jalen Green, he's one of the best scoring guards in the NBA. That's 2 new players.
Tari Eason will be back.
Tari Eason is an addition. Like, we haven't had him the whole year. Tari Eason is a new player. Steven Adams. You want to talk about size on the interior? What's better than Steven Adams?
I like Steven Adams. If he
we got the addition, and then we got the Brooklyn Nets draft pick. Just remember that we got that pick. Whoever we get with that pick, maybe it's the number 1 pick.
And then also too, Amin Thompson's only gonna get better. He's only gonna, understand schemes more. He's only gonna become a better defender. He's only gonna get better on offense, make better.
That player's gonna get better. I'm
saying no, Mars. You gotta understand. He always say this. Oh, well, this player's gonna be this much better, but it's like how
we know Amin Thompson's going to get better.
They're just super young.
But we don't know how much better.
I was.
There's a lot. Like the second year slump is a real thing. He might stagnate. It's possible.
I think they will get a little better, but I'm saying that too because don't forget, you two came up here and told me, Chill, Damo, and Ticket. Me, Chill, Damo, and Ticket. Y'all two told us that they had Magic Johnson and
with athleticism and defense.
And Magic Johnson with athleticism and defense, and Michael Jordan over there in Houston. You also told me that
I didn't mention Michael or Magic. I didn't mention Michael or Magic. That's not my doing.
You told me that Amin Thompson's floor was 2017 John Wall. So excuse me if I'm asking, if I'm just making sure that these guys are going to get better because
you did say that, Ron.
What y'all told us was going to be down there
for the clip.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The more I watch him, he might not be a point guard. I don't know. Depends on how far along his ball handling comes in the summer.
Ron said his wall was he said his floor was John Wall. I remember his
that. His floor was 2017 John Wall. He said
all league, all NBA John. Yeah, that's what he said.
I'm just saying, as a baby rookie right now, in his last 5 games, he has an 18-10 game and a 25-10 game. If that's not John Wall-esque, I don't know what it is.
But the 10 is rebounds, right?
Oh, Mars, you were supposed to sell me, bro.
That rebound prop hits, Chad.
That's so fraudulent. No, right? That's so fraudulent that you even tried to pull that off, bro.
I couldn't even let that one go. I'm sorry. I couldn't let that one.
I didn't. That went over my head.
He said that with a straight face too. He
wasn't. I wasn't even thinking.
He's right, but he's still 20-10. Like it is 20-10.
Damn that, Jalen.
He said,
and then he had a 10 rebound, 6 assist game.
I was like, oh, Ron said that with a serious face. He wasn't.
I mean, because when you said it, I was kind of like, all right, that's cool. Like, I don't care, but like, all right, that's dope. But nah, bro, you tried to play me.
If all these young players take a step like this,
my bad.
If all these young players take that step, they're very dangerous next year, without a doubt.
Well, I think the thing that we're also doing, Miles, is we actually giving these guys time to turn into what we think they're going to turn into. Jalen Green, let's not forget, he's only 22 years old, right? The fact that he was the number 2 overall pick, we expect this dude to be this immediately, not realizing that, this dude, he's not like every other number 2 overall pick. He needs some time to develop, and it looks like he's starting to develop into that, just like Sengun is starting to develop into that. The question is are you guys going to be able to hold on to these dudes? Because again, Jalen Green, he's still on his rook deal. You haven't paid Sengun yet. You have not paid Jabari Smith yet.
They have money.
Right. So when we talking about stuff like that, then it gets a little tricky when you start
keeping them is going to be tough. Yes. Keeping our young core is going to be tough.
Right. Both of them want the max. Both of those guys will probably want the max.
Sengun is like, I'm like 99% sure he's going to get the max, whether it's this year or next year, because technically he's extension eligible this year. But if they wanted to, they could save it till next year and just let him be a restricted free agent and then match it. But I wouldn't be surprised if they extend Sengun this year. Jalen Green, I don't know what they're gonna do. I'd assume they would extend both of them. I'd assume.
I don't think this is an anomaly with Jalen Green. I think that,
but it's possible. It's possible they do say they like give Jalen Green a prove it year, basically, where next year they'll match whatever offer he gets given if he plays to the level. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if they extend both. But
I feel like
I want to ask you guys: is this the Jalen Green we've seen in March or like the last 12, 15 games? Is he just going on a run like where it's just hot shooting, or is he this good?
To be honest with you, Mars, he looked like he's gotten turned loose. In my estimation, he looks like he's gotten turned loose. He's more aggressive going downhill than he was. His decision making is better, not just when he's going downhill, in his stop and pop in transition. And this is the guy. He's taking the reins. I think Udoka has taken the reins off of him and turned him loose a little bit. He just looked like he's playing with a lot more life. Mm-hmm. And you can build on this. I'm definitely not moving off of him. No, because he hasn't shown any. Because he real quick, Ox, but he hasn't shown any. He hasn't shown any history of injury. So I'm not moving off of him. I'm not.
Chat's crazy.
I think with Houston, they gotta wait. They gotta wait till next year to sign Jalen Green because I didn't want to see more games. Like I've seen guys like Karis LeVert go on runs like this too.
So you think it's a hot streak, Jalen?
It hasn't looked like. I get what you do want to see.
Yeah, you just want to see more.
Every Houston fan wants to see Jalen Green do this from October to June.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to see a full season of it. And even in his rookie year, like I remember his rookie year. His first, like up until like the All-Star break, it was like 14 points a game on bad efficiency. Then post All-Star break, he started averaging like 20 and shooting 40% from three. We thought that was the jump. We thought, oh, All-Star next year. That's what we thought. And then the next year, he came in, he started slow, like 7, like maybe 18, 19 a game, bad efficiency. Post All-Star break, starts averaging 24, 23 a game, better efficiency. This year, 17, 18 a game, bad efficiency. Post All-Star break, 25 a game, great efficiency. Like there is the pattern of it seems to be post All-Star break, Jalen Green just turns into the player we want. We want to see it for a full season. But this year it looked different. Like that's what it looked. The previous years it's like he starts making threes. His scoring looks better, but everything else like he still makes bad decisions. Shot selection still bad. All of this. This year looks different. It feels different. Like, if you watch him play, it looks different to the previous years where it was a hot streak. And I guess that's why I'm optimistic.
I don't think he's this good. He's not this good.
Okay.
He's far better than this.
I knew you was going somewhere positive.
Like he's far better than this.
You remember.
I'm trying to tell y'all
that he had this
Jalen Green is gonna be.
I know how high
me and
player.
Yo, what y'all think his ceiling is?
His ceiling.
I think he's the best. I think he could be the best guard in the league. Jalen Green's about to be. Jalen Green is going to be better than Ant. He thinks he would be the best guard in the league.
At the same time, Jalen Green is they're gonna be on the court together while Jalen Green is better than all of them. Like so Jalen's better than Ant. Jalen's better than Ant. Yeah.
So when they both in their prime, like let's say a few years from now, you just think Jalen Green is just gonna be better than Ant.
Because they both the same age, just so we clear.
Anton 23 in August. Anton's 23 in August. They're both 22.
So Crunch, he's better than Ant. So Crunch in year 6, like let's say 4 years from now, right? Let's say 4 years from now, what does Jalen Green and Anthony Edwards look like 4 years from today?
They're the two best two guards in the league. Unless someone else comes in who we haven't seen yet, but it might.
Yeah, like me personally, I think
4 years from now.
Ant's in year 4, so 4 years from now, I'll be in year 8. He'll be.
I think Edwards is better, but
D-Book's still gonna be in the league. But
Jalen Green better than D-Book, right?
So
when I'm saying no, hell no.
Okay,
put him up there with John Morant.
What I'm saying is like next year is gonna be the last year we talk about this. Like next year gonna be the last year. So that's 25, 26 season is next year. So the 26,
25 is.
Oh, my bad. 24, 25. So 25 by the 25, 26 season, at about December of that season, that's when people are going to start realizing, like, oh, shit. He's better than him. Yeah, like,
Ant came in with a more NBA ready body than Jalen Green. Like, his strength, his, like,
that was the biggest thing.
That's his game, too.
That's what separates him.
I feel like his game,
too. Is he better than John Morant?
Now, no. I think he...
like at his best.
You can say it, Mars. You can say it, Mars.
If the defense he's shown recently, like, because Jalen Green plays defense, like as of recent, he plays defense. If that's sustainable, he can be. I don't know. There's a lot of crazy, like, the young guards in the league is like they're very good, but Jalen Green to me was a more gifted scorer than Anthony Edwards was. Like, even when Anthony Edwards was at Georgia in college and Jalen Green,
I agree with that.
Jalen Green to me is a more gifted natural scorer than Ant was. The issue Jalen Green has had is consistency, and it's been a very clear issue. Consistency has been a problem, but I think he's better at creating separation. I think he's quicker than Ant. I think explosiveness. I think they're one and the same. His ability,
just a little stronger, so he can.
And it's for sure stronger. And it's for sure stronger.
Take more contact,
and he's going to have a post game that Jalen Green probably will never have. But I think Jalen Green's ability to contort his body around the rim is better. I think his ability to like make like circus shots is better than Ant's. Ant is able to play through contact better than Jalen Green, but Jalen Green is getting stronger in that regard too. And I think Jalen Green has the facilities to have a better handle too.
That's what
he's taller and longer as well.
I just think Ant can slow it down better. Like, I think Ant got a better in between game, mid range game.
Yeah, that's because what I'm talking about. That's because of that strength. It's a different in body type. It's a different in how strong Anthony Edwards was already strong when he got here. Not being as strong as these guys it will cause inconsistency. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's going to be a lot of inconsistency when I'm never one of the stronger guys on the court. I'm usually one of the 2-3 less. I don't want to call it weaker, but weaker guys on the court. She's not strong enough. So getting to those spots and pulling up through contact, getting to the rim, finishing through contact is going to be different. But as he gets stronger, he's 22 now, bro. Like, your game looks so much different from the age of 19 to 23. From 20 to 24, you get so much stronger. You know what I'm saying? You mature. Your grown man body comes out, but then your mind too. Your mind is maturing. Stuff starting to slow down. You're starting to understand things that were foreign to you before. You know what I mean? So now when we get everybody to their peak, bro, y'all about to see what Jalen Green like.
He'll never be as strong as Ant. Like, that's clear. I think that's clear to see. Ant he's different, but the tools he has. Like, it's hard to deny the talent level, in my opinion, unless you genuinely don't watch. But like, the talent level is just clear to see in terms of ability to get to the rim, create separation, step back threes, ability to play out the pick and roll. The only things I've been saying this all year, being able to draw fouls. I think he needs to get better at that, and he needs to have that floater. Once he adds a floater, and he's able to draw fouls, the sky's the limit, in my opinion.
Does he make an All-NBA team next year? Does he make an All-NBA team next year?
Considering his positionless is different now. Like, if it was positional,
true,
I think he would have All-NBA potential. Now it's positionless. You're gonna have like Jokic and B.
I don't think they're gonna stay on that, Malls. I think they're gonna come off that at some point. I do.
Really?
They just started. Yeah, they'll leave it for like 5 years probably. And then
I don't think they're gonna stay on that. I think they're gonna.
I just think the sky's the limit. Him and Sengun. If you ask me. We got 6 young guys right now: Tari, Cam, Jabari, Amen, Jalen, Sengun. If you told me I could only keep 3 of them, Sengun, Jalen, and Amen would be the 3 I would pick. They're the 3 who I think their ceiling is the sky is the limit for all 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
You keeping the men over Cam?
I'm not. I can't get what
I think Cam becomes kind of redundant with what Jalen can do, and that's no knock to Cam. I just think in terms of fit wise, I think it becomes kind of redundant. And I love Cam.
I don't think I can.
Cam has that Anthony Edwards strength. Like, that's what he has. That strength and that like score first. He has that. I just think if I had to pick 3, I would pick those 3 just in terms of fit.
Chill. Would you take a min over Jabari? Chill.
No, I love Jabari Smith.
Jabari's so up and down.
I can't do it easy.
Some games he'll have like 14 rebounds, 23 points, and in other games he just 3 rebounds, 5
And that's what happens when you're young. That's what that's the same conversation.
We also don't go to Jabari.
I don't think Jalen Green gonna be the best in the league. I think he'll be good though. I think I'm gonna put him on like. I think his ceiling is like a De'Aaron Fox type, but his game kind of remind me of De'Aaron Fox. But all these guys play different positions. Like Fox is a point guard, but they kind of remind me of each other. It's just that Jalen Green compared to like Sengun, I always thought Sengun going forward was going to be the guy for that team. So maybe I look at it differently, but I don't look at Jalen Green on that.
Crunch, can you name 5 league guards in the game better than De'Aaron Fox?
League guard. No, I think he top 5. I think he might be 5 or 6.
So if we got a guy in Jalen Green who, the way it's trending, he may at his best he could be a top 5 2 guard. We got some people up here that think that him and Anthony Edwards, 4 years from now are going to be basically on the same page. They're going to be in the same conversation. Is it ridiculous to think that, considering which way he's going? And I do think that Jalen Green also
he'll be in the conversation.
That's a big deal too, because Houston is not Oklahoma City. Houston is not Minnesota. Houston is a big time. I think it's the 5th largest city in America. So to go to Houston, you're not going to have a problem getting free agents to come down there.
Right.
Not only are you not going to have a problem getting free agents to come down there, they've done a good job over the last couple of years of drafting well. Yeah, Mars, I know how you feel about Amen Thompson. I'm just a bigger Jabari Smith guy because I feel like he's bigger. I feel like the things that he does, I feel like it's more of a fit than a guy like Amen Thompson, because I feel like we can get a primary ball handler more than we can find.
It's hard to teach a 6'10" guy who can shoot and guard low key all five.
It's hard, man. It's hard to find that.
I think it's a great problem to have. Like
in the words of Marlo Stansfield,
we've got 6 young guys who like
one of them good problems.
Legitimately, I would say 5 of them have all-star potential.
Yes,
I would say I don't think Tari has all-star potential, but I think he has all defensive potential. Easy, like Tari is ridiculous defensively. So Amen, I think most people would agree has all-star potential. Most people. Jalen Green, I think Jalen Green and Sengun, I think everyone would probably agree all-star potential. Jabari, I think has all-star potential, and Cam Whitmore has all-star potential in my opinion. Like,
I also think that fire in Anthony Edwards too. I don't think Anthony Edwards is one of those guys who's going to get to that point where he's considered the best lead guard in the game or the best 2 guard in the game, and there's kind of a drop off. No, he wants to be the best player in the game.
Yeah.
Jalen Green, I'm not sure if he gets to that point where he's an all-star. Do you want to be a perennial all-star, or is this just something that you did 1 or 2 times and now you're good?
I mean, I can only go with what I hear and what I see. Jalen Green, when he got drafted, the first thing he said was A, he wants to prove that he should have been the number 1 pick. And B, he said Kobe and MJ weren't the number 1 pick and they turned out fine. That's the first thing he said the moment he got drafted. He already compared himself to Kobe and MJ.
He wants to be young.
What pressure can you put on someone?
He did say that though.
And this season, Bradley Beal's gone at him. He gave them a mean 34. The Timberwolves have gone at him. He gave them a mean 42. Teams have gone at him. He averages like 35 when teams try get under his skin.
I might have to watch him.
People. He blocked DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan came at him. What did Jalen Green do? Won the game 26, easy. He locks up Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal want to try to throw the ball in his face. Little Kobe moment, doesn't flinch. 34, win the game. Like I'm not saying he's Kobe mentality, but what he's shown is he doesn't back down from anyone. He doesn't back down from anyone, and he's gonna let you hear when he's cooking you. He gonna let you know about it. Like,
that's why DeMar DeRozan knocked him. That's why DeMar DeRozan knocked him into the scores table, because he was busting DeMar DeRozan ass and let him know about it. That's exactly what happened.
Jalen Green is wired that way.
Like, are you crazy?
Ant is also wired that way. You can see it with Ant, but Jalen, I think a lot of our roster, Jabari's built that way. Amen is built like everyone's gone at it at some point. Jalen Green is built that way. He accepts the pressure. He puts the pressure on himself. He understands how great he thinks he can be. I don't think he's one who will make an all-star team or get a max contract and settle down. He wants to be the best he can be. I mean, all the vets have spoke about how the extra work he's putting in. You've seen the offseason. We were talking about in the offseason when we seen him working with KD and D Book. Like, he's putting in the work. He's doing what it takes. He wants to be great. Like, it's there. I think he's got the mentality for it. He's got the skill for it. The upside is there. I think I wouldn't even say 3 years is too long. Like, it took him 2.5 seasons to figure it out. But I mean, we're here now. I just hope.
But when you say lead guard, are we including point guards too? So I don't see Ant or like Jalen Green ever being the best player in the league. I just don't see that ever happening.
You don't?
I think. Well, hold on. Luka Doncic exists. I think Luka for the next.
Luka and Wemby. I mean,
Wemby. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Luka and Wemby. I'm not pushing best player in the league.
SGA still gonna be around too.
Yeah. Listen, I think it's gonna be Luka and SGA.
I don't think Ant to that. No, Ant and SGA aren't with Luka. I think there's a clear divide. I think Luka's
I think it's gonna be Wemby and no one else.
I think Wemby and Luka.
I think Anthony Edwards has reached that point. Like, I felt like that about Luka for the longest, but I think Ant and SGA are there now. Plus, you got to give him credit for their record right now.
I think Ant has like aura, and people like.
Can I? If Jalen Green does what he's doing now in the month of March for a whole season, Is he on that level?
We're
with
having
Anthony
a
Edwards?
way different conversation.
Is he on that level with Anthony Edwards? And if not, why?
We having a way
I think
different.
yes, with Anthony Edwards, yes, I'll put him at that level. But
first of all,
I'm thinking more Brandon Ingram.
Well, first, no.
Then I don't get it. Here's the difference,
Mars.
Jalen Green's averaging damn near 28 right now.
Okay, right. And in addition to him averaging 28, what else is Houston doing?
Winning.
We're winning.
You know what that means, Mars?
Jalen Green has the highest plus minus in March.
And we'd be talking about him like we talking about SGA. That would be the conversation if he did that for a whole season. Because Houston would be winning. Mm-hmm. Houston would probably be at the top of the Western Conference, and we'd be having a conversation of Jalen Green. Is he a league MVP candidate? Houston, how deep can they go in the playoffs? Is he the best two guard in the game? Is he better than SGA? Is he better than this guy? It would not just be he's just a good player. No, we'd be having a way different conversation about him. I don't expect him to be 36 a game, Mars. No, I don't expect that.
Oh, yeah.
But if he was 26, 27 a game, and Houston was at the top of the Western Conference,
doing right now.
We'd be talking. And they were at the top of the West. We'd be talking about him way different than we're talking about him now.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, what does because if you don't think this is sustainable and you think he's more like a 22, 23 points per game guy, I get it. And like, sure. But if this is who he is, the last 12, 15 games, the month of March, 27 a game, I think he's like 62% true shooting. If you don't like true shooting, 49% from the field, 40% from three, 80% from the line, I think is what he's been in the month of March. If that's who he is, he's that good of a scorer. With the defense improving, he's been playing very good defense recently. With him developing as a playmaker, with him being able to initiate offense, why wouldn't he be on that Anthony Edwards level? Like, what is he not doing that would keep him away from that conversation?
Nothing.
He would. No, he would.
I mean, it's a certain factor, man. It's a clutch factor.
You're talking about aura. You're talking about aura.
No, because Jalen Green
it can't be clutch factor because Jalen Green. I mean, I've seen Ant miss free throws for game. I've seen that happen this year. He had to make two and he missed two of them, and then he tried to miss the third one on purpose, and then whatever. I've seen that. Jalen Green closed the game against the Spurs with free throws in a game where he shot poorly. Still overall had a solid game, but shot poorly in that game. Against the Bulls, he helped close them out. The last night, like I said, against the Trailblazers, he won us that game with his third quarter run. There's been a bunch of games where Jalen Green has either came out hot, we put a team to bed early, or in the third quarter, he goes on a run and we blow teams out. He's done it against Portland twice. Like, Jalen Green has shown that he's a momentum booster. That's what he is. If Jalen Green gets going, teams get demoralized. I don't know how else to say it. Teams get demoralized. Either he's dunking on someone or he makes like 3 straight threes and he blows games open. Like, what? I get the aura thing with Ant, but what it factor does Jalen Green not have? Like, he's shown he has it, in my opinion.
Man, Jalen Green got more aura than Ant.
Are we looking at Jalen?
I mean, at the end,
are we looking at Jalen?
I don't even like the aura conversation. But I'm just saying.
I don't like the
aura.
But if we're going to talk about media aura, I don't get how Jalen Green doesn't have it.
Are we looking at Jalen Green as one of? Wait a minute.
Are we jumping aura right now? I think like you develop aura over time. I think like when you actually achieve and win and stuff. Because I'm not really talking about aura. I just think Anthony Edwards is just kind of just more clutch. Like I said, his in between game, his mid range game. Jalen Green is going to have to develop that if he wants to actually win at a high level. Because remember, like, it's a lot of guys that's nice on the wing position, at the guard position. Like Devin Booker's always been like, is he going to be better than Devin Booker? Or is what if his ceiling is really somebody like Devin Booker? Now, I know he's more athletic and stuff, but is he going to utilize it? We got to ask these questions. Because you got guys like De'Aaron Fox, who's just as athletic. And, I mean, he's the 6th seed, so we got to give him credit right now. You know what I mean? So, is he
Crunch, I think that's one thing that he's starting to do, though. Like, Mars, I know you seen it last night. I don't know if the rest of you guys seen it. Jalen Green was playing weak side defense. They threw a skip pass. Really wasn't that good of a pass, but he goes and takes the pass, and it's about 5 people that's in front of him. He grabs the pass, takes about 3 dribbles, outruns everybody, including Scoot Henderson. And damn near jumps from the dotted lines. That right there is an athletic play that I think we can count on one hand players in the league can do right now. And he's one of them.
For all intents and purposes, Jalen Green shoots better on pull-up mid-range shots.
No, talk about it.
Like I said,
I can understand. It's not all about stats. I can but Jalen Green does shoot better than Anthony Edwards on Luka love mid-range jumper.
I'm gonna watch Jalen Green more for real, because I mean, y'all the way y'all talking about him, man, he must be a next coming.
He's him.
So I'm gonna have to
for real him.
Honestly,
I mean, we say that, and then he plays OKC tomorrow and goes 2 for 22, and I'm like, oh, damn.
But you thought he was gonna do that against the Cavs? Remember, I was like, I think he'll be all right. But see, here's the thing, though. Jalen Green has to start being all right against those type of teams. Jalen Green, you can't play against the Cavs of this world. You can't play against OKCs. You can't play against Denver's as well. The Celtics, and just lay an egg. You gotta go.
He is very like jump shot heavy. Like I can accept, and I accept this for a lot of perimeter guys. There's gonna be games where your jump shot just isn't going, and you're gonna have an inefficient night. Like Steph Curry has inefficient games like all the time. Like there's games where you're just not making jumpers. How else can you impact the game? And that's where he's grown. Like I always knew he could score, even when he wasn't scoring, he was playing terribly. It was the fact he wasn't doing other things that was hurting him so much. Now, if he's not scoring, he's rebounding, he's playing defense, he's playmaking. He's not like it used to be. Oh, I can't score, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take a contested 22-footer and hope it goes in. Now the shot selection is improved, and he's reading the game better. And I think I got to give Ime Udoka credit for that. Like I have to. And it's stuff like that. I'm like, there's a pathway to success here. Now consistency is still going to be the key, and he's allowed to have bad games. Is he going to score 26 every night? No. He might score 17 against the Thunder tomorrow, but it's the recognition and understanding time and score, understanding what reads to make, lay down passes, playing out the pick and roll, making skip passes, playing defense, not letting your offense affect your defense negatively. That's another thing. Like it used to be, oh, I'm missing shots, my head's down, I'm not focusing. Now he's missing shots, he locks in even more on defense because he knows if I can get a steal here and I can get a transition play, maybe that can heat me up. Maybe that'll help the team. Maybe that'll build some momentum. It's stuff like that. And I think that's where the growth is. Now, the next season, who's the best player on the team? I don't care. I just hope next season, I think playoffs is the aim. And that's what I'm sticking with. Playoffs.
Hey, chat, y'all make sure y'all remember this episode. Remember what number episode this was. Remember the title. Save this. So just in case Jalen Green does not ball out next year, y'all can send this to Dub, and he could hold Mars accountable. And make
and he's gonna be like, oh, I told you he's a bust. Like, shut up.
Can we talk about this last month? I said Jalen Green's been phenomenal. Zion Williamson's been playing amazing for the Pelicans. I don't know if people know
he's been
Zion
healthy.
He's been healthy.
He's been healthy. That's the difference. There's no difference in his game. He's just been healthy. That's it.
I mean, I actually think
he's a problem.
He's been doing way better facilitating too. I actually think his passing facility in the games Brandon Ingram's been out too. He's actually done a great job of playmaking from the post too.
Yes,
scoring.
He's giving more effort on defense too. I want to give him some love for that. He's giving more effort on defense.
For sure.
That's
and you know who Zion is in terms of his physical stature. If you could get 4 or 5 more years of this, 4 or 5 more years of this health, you good.
Yeah. Hey, Chitchat, what's the Pelicans owner again?
Today?
The Pelicans owner?
Yeah, what's her name again?
I forgot her name.
Is it not Dan Gilbert?
He's the GM, no?
He's the president.
It's some lady that owns.
She owns the Saints. Yeah, she owns the Saints too.
Yeah, it's some lady, right? But remember, I told her on PC because y'all know she watching. I told her, y'all, you gotta pay every restaurant, every stand in New Orleans. Tell them you can't sell Zion no more po' boys, no more extra large bowls of gumbo. No more beignets at 8 a.m, Zion, with extra powdered sugar. No more of that. When she did that, Zion shaved that way, man. I told that lady, and she did.
Zion been eating his quinoa fish.
Zion is ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. Zion, Brandon Ingram, like I'm comfortable building with Zion and Brandon Ingram. Personally, I'm comfortable.
So Donald tripping. Oh, you got to trade them. Get off of them.
Yeah, I'm extremely comfortable building with Zion and Brandon Ingram.
Not like that.
And I question Zion's playoff, like how I think it would translate to the playoffs. But I look at the West, I'm like, theoretically, I can see how you can match up with him. But the players who match up with him, they don't really exist. Like theoretically, if you built a player, like yeah, sure, but like. I don't think there's a roster in the NBA that has the personnel required to really stop Zion. Now, if they did, I think you'd see him struggle. But like even the Nuggets, where I think Aaron Gordon would be a solid matchup, you then got Jokic backline rim protection. Like, man. So like it's stuff like that. I'm like, who really does match up with the Pelicans and Zion.
Let's think.
Wait,
Mars.
and
Let's think
CJ
of
McCollum.
the teams we can only
CJ's
think
been
of.
great.
He's just been great too. CJ's
Maybe
been
New
down.
York. Maybe New York.
Yeah, but that's
Maybe
out east,
Milwaukee.
like, in the West. Like, who is it? That's what I'm saying. In the West, like every team, like I've seen someone say in the chat, the Bucks. I'm seeing them say Miami. You're naming teams in the other side. They would have already made the finals in order for them to see this. Like generally speaking, like I don't think there's many teams that have the matchups for Zion.
Maybe the Timberwolves. You think Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert?
He tends to play great against the Timberwolves.
Yeah,
Like
right.
even if you think like they might have the personnel, he plays fantastically against them.
Here's also the thing with the Pelicans: you got to choose your poison. Like if you got Jaden McDaniels or if you got Aaron Gordon, okay, you put one of them on Zion. Now it's like who guards Brandon Ingram, or do you put them on Brandon Ingram and just be like, "Yo, Zion, have a bully fest in a field day." You got to pick your poison. So you still have the other guy, but then also
You still need to have your big guard Valanciunas. It's not you can't just put your big on Zion and then put a smaller Valanciunas.
Yeah,
Like,
Valanciunas a big body. CJ got 2 30-point games the past week.
Yeah,
CJ is so disrespected.
I said I didn't like CJ as like their point guards, but I mean, consider he's not really their point guard. They really just give the ball to BI and like Zion, and they really are like the playmakers on the team. And CJ's been great, like fantastic for them this year. I want to give him his credit because I was saying trade him. Shout out to CJ. He's been great.
And then you got
Trey
the
Murphy,
young guns too. Yeah.
Herb Jones is making all defense.
Who are the Pelicans facing the first round right now? Who are they playing?
Clippers.
Oh man, they could.
The Clippers are one who has no answer for Zion.
Yeah, they.
Ty Lue doesn't know what to do with him. Ty Lue doesn't know what to do with him.
Clippers
have been stinky recently too. The Clippers have been just going under the radar stinky.
Garbage.
They're just resting for the playoffs. They're just getting
and on top of that, New Orleans owns them. I think they've beaten them twice in like the last 3 years.
I'll probably pick the Pelicans in like 6 for that one.
Yo, the Clippers have secured their playoff spot. They know they're in the playoffs.
Have they?
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
Have they secured it?
They're good.
Hey, Bob.
So they just, I personally think they're just coasting into the playoffs to go ahead and take their business. And they might honestly, they might be trying to get away from New Orleans. Did y'all ever think of that?
That could be the case.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe they
might be running from New Orleans.
OKC. Everyone seems to be trying to hunt OKC in the playoffs for whatever reason.
Maybe not OKC, but they might be on some they might think hard for anybody but New Orleans.
Bob, if Dallas beats the Kings tonight,
they won't. Don't worry about it. You can stop right there.
No, I'm saying that would put Dallas at the 6th seed, so then they will be playing Minnesota in the first round. You think they will win?
I think
us or
Dallas.
Dallas versus Minnesota.
Yeah,
Dallas versus Minnesota.
Because they don't Towns.
Yeah, they don't got Cat.
So then, Ron, who would they?
That's Dallas in 5 against Minnesota. I think Dallas destroys them.
Yeah, so Ron,
I think Minnesota loses a lot of people.
Hey, Ron, who would they?
Yeah, I'm not very high on the Timberwolves, but
it's hard without Cat.
I wouldn't say 5 games though, but I'm not.
If they beat them in the first round, who would they play after that?
They would play.
The 2 seed. It would be OKC or the 7th seed.
And you know how the playing goes. It could be OKC versus anybody.
Oh, that's
that's
tough.
Except for that, they for sure wouldn't play the 8th seed though. So,
if Mars is right, bro, they going to the conference finals, bro. Like,
I'm not shocked.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah,
I can see that happening, but I got them winning the championship, man, because
Dallas might not get out the play-in, bro.
I'm not mad.
I think both are possible. I think they could lose in the play-in, and I think they could beat anyone in the playoff series.
Win the NBA championship.
Mars, what kind of take is that? Stand on something. Mars, you gotta stand on your nuts.
Wait a minute, Big Op. That's
how broad the range is. I think they can lose a single game elimination to anyone, but I think they could beat anyone in the Western.
How many teams in the Western Conference can you say that about? Big Ox. It ain't a lot of teams in the West that you can say, could get bounced in the play-in, but also win the NBA championship.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool when we was doing that back in November. It's more. It's damn.
Even today. So if you
it's springtime. It's time for y'all to stand on something. Y'all trying to play it safe. I'm sick and tired of that. That was cool around Thanksgiving. Chilltown, that was cool around Thanksgiving, but guess what? It's Easter now. It's time to stand on your nuts.
I'll stand on something.
Who you got?
No one wants to see the Bucks in the playoffs. There you go.
The Bucks.
No one wants to see the Bucks.
Talk that talk, Mars.
I'm watching them. No one wants to see them. I'm sorry. No one. Giannis is different.
Giannis
is different. No one.
I don't know. I think the Bucks might underachieve. Boston. I picked Boston to come out the East, but they looking iffy now. Now I'm looking at Miami.
How is Boston looking iffy? They won before last night. They won 9 straight. And they won. And before last night, they won 9 straight games.
Boston ain't about that.
It was one bad night. They had a bad night.
They won 9 straight games before last night. That's the 5th time they've had 5 win streaks. So
Boston is still the favorite in the East.
Yes.
Boston is the favorite.
They might still come out the East.
They don't.
They
might still come out the East. I'm just saying they be rocky, man. But I don't think they can be. I don't even think they would be Dallas in the finals.
Who doesn't want to see Milwaukee Mars?
No one.
No one wants to see
Boston. I don't think Boston
do not want to see them.
I think they serve them. No question about it.
They could beat them in 4 and they still wouldn't have wanted to see them. They would have preferred to avoid the Bucks. They don't.
So if I whoop your ass, it's like I gotta whoop his ass. But damn, I really don't want to fight this dude.
Yeah, like you don't want to fight. Like you can win the fight and be like, I still would have rather.
You don't want
to whoop his ass, but I really don't want to fight this dude. I'd much rather fight somebody else.
You don't want to play Damian Lillard and he goes off for like 40 points. You don't.
I'm not gonna lie. Jokic and Giannis are like 2 all-time greats in the peak of their powers playing at the same time.
Yeah.
Hot take. I think the only other times we've seen 2 guys who are this great, like, and it's close
at the same time,
is like maybe 4 times in history.
So Bird, Magic.
So you can go with Wilt and Russell if you want.
Okay.
Sure. Magic and Bird.
Jordan Hakeem.
Kobe Duncan. And then maybe LeBron Steph and maybe MJ Hakeem. That's it. That's as far as I'm going. No other time have we seen 2 players at this level at the same time.
I think you got to say both of them. You definitely got to say LeBron and Curry because LeBron was still at his peak when Curry had his.
Wait, but you got to throw Durant in there too, though. I think it's LeBron, Curry, and Durant. I think
that's fair. That's fair, Jalen. Also, I need you to respect.
Me personally, I think LeBron was just clearly better.
Kareem and Dr. J. I need you to respect Dr. J.
No,
in a different league.
Jabbar was never. Doc was never close to Jabbar.
They were in different leagues.
Yeah, he was in a different.
I didn't say it was close to Jabbar. I'm saying they was both greats playing at the same time.
That's not the same point.
It's not Dr. J's fault. Kareem was so good.
Like, I'm seeing two transcendent guys, like who are like not neck and neck, if not neck and neck, like this close. Like that's magic.
Right. It's not like this.
That's why I wouldn't go with MJ and Hakeem because I think MJ was just better. So I wouldn't say MJ and Hakeem because I think MJ was better. But like,
see, I disagree with that too. I told y'all the other day, MJ wasn't clearing Hakeem.
Yeah,
he was better.
Like Kobe Duncan, I get it. Kobe Duncan, I wouldn't even go with LeBron Steph. I think LeBron was just better. And like Bird Magic, you can see it's close. Wilt Russell, most people would say it probably wasn't close, but Wilt Russell, close. Bird Magic, close. Kobe Duncan, close.
What about Shaq? Kobe Duncan,
Giannis and
Jokic. Yeah, I was about to ask.
Shaq was just clearly the best player in the world, though, and then he wasn't in the conversation anymore.
I got you.
Mars, regardless though of the gap that may be present. Like regardless of if there was a gap between MJ and Hakeem or anybody else, even Jokic and Giannis right now, it's still the fact still remains that both of them are still playing at transcendent levels. Like I'm pretty sure everybody would agree LeBron was better than Steph, but they were both that season out of both of them was still all-time great seasons. So like that's the part that I'm acknowledging is the fact still remains that these two dudes are still like amazing. we're watching history right now.
And on top of that, they still young guys. It's not like Giannis is 35 years old. It's not like Giannis still got 4 or 5 more years at this level. Joker's still got another 5, maybe 6 more years at this level because he's younger than Giannis. So I mean, it's not like we're watching these guys and they're on the back end of who they actually entering their prime, right? So in the process of them entering their prime, I think the league is in good hands watching these two dudes. Now, the guy that I would say when I think about guys who are close, it was Olajuwon and David Robinson at that time. But then when Olajuwon ended up outplaying,
95 happened.
Yeah, and he ended up separating from him. But for the most part, we always have a generation where we'll have 2 guys who are transcendent talents, and they're just better than everybody else. And there are 2 guys that are neck and neck. It helps that these 2 guys, their teams are good too. That definitely helps.
That's really the finals I want to see.
In 2004,
they're both peaking at the same time. Like Duncan and Kobe didn't peak at the same time. Duncan was like early, like he was more like 01 to like 04-ish. Kobe was like 03 to like 09. So like there was a bit of overlap in like 03, but other than that, it wasn't really like at the same time. Jokic and Giannis is the same time they're both peaking. Like,
what about Kevin Garnett too, though? In 04.
Mm-mm.
I'm not gonna lie. Another conversation. The more I look at Kevin Garnett, I really wanted to be in my top 10. That's a conversation of the day. I really want to get him in that top 10.
I've been pushing KG propaganda for as long as I've been.
I'm telling you, that top 10, Kevin Garnett really might be in there.
Yo, we got to get to these super chats though. You said you got to go?
No, I said I got Jokic.
Oh, okay. And we still got to get your top 10 actually. I'm gonna read a couple super chats, then Crunch, we're gonna get your top 10, then we're gonna get up out of here. But I got one from Waiter. Waiter said, "Is this not the same Crunch that got a Kobe tattoo?"
Nah, I don't got a Kobe tattoo, but it's the logo.
And if you did, so what? And if you did get a Kobe tattoo, so what? It's people who got Biggie.
Jalen has the LeBron.
It's people who got lyrics and stuff like that on them. So that's your guy. What's the problem?
I might get a Kobe suit. Show love to Kobe.
That's your dude.
You won't even wear that, Jalen. You would look at it in disgust.
Jacob Boston said, "PC signed Kelvin Garnett to the panel."
Talk about it.
SMN RNDM said, "Did y'all see the clips? Do y'all see the clips falling to the play-ins? Also, what's wrong with the Suns?"
Of all the teams, of all the teams that could have a collapse, right? I saw Philadelphia. I'm on record saying I'm not sure if Philly's going to make the playoffs. I already felt like they're a playing team anyway, and I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't make the playoffs. But of all the teams that could fall into the play-in tournament and miss the playoffs, it's the Clippers. 100% it's the Clippers. 100%
it missed the playoffs.
Yes, it's 100% the Clippers.
That'd be
I was not expecting.
That's so crazy. If they missed the playoffs,
that could do it. Yes.
Hey, chill. No, that's crazy. But look, that's just the art of war. Sun Tzu said, "When strong, play weak." You know what I mean? He says,
"When weak, play strong." When East go left.
But look, Ryan. So what I'm saying is that this is the art of war. They're trying to pretend like they're weak, and also avoid a stronger adversary. That's also in the art of war. So that's also in the art of war. So I don't want to fight him right now. I want to let him fight him. I'm gonna fight him because I can beat him. So I'm gonna move back, get out of his clutches. You know what I mean? And at the same time, having the team I'm about to play think that I'm a wounded animal. And boom, as soon as these playoffs start, I'm wrecking them.
The Clippers are the Dallas Cowboys of the NBA. They're gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna lose.
This is straight from the book of Sun Tzu. He gave us his game. It's not
which does make sense. But his
nobody want to play the Pelicans,
which I can appreciate that logic. I could definitely appreciate that logic. But the difference is that what he's saying is actually articulated and is smart. You're giving the Clippers way too much credit, especially because of their history, how much they've broken down, how much they've choked. There's no way for me to believe that the Los Angeles Clippers are smart enough to go, yeah, well, you know what? Maybe I can avoid seeing these guys and see these guys and let these dudes deal with them. Then I can get to the front of the line. No way.
Chill, man. When dumb, play smart. When hungry, act full.
Right, absolutely. But the difference is that the Clippers are actually dumb. So they don't have to play dumb.
The Suns have a very tough schedule. I know he asked about the Suns. I think the Suns have the most difficult schedule to close the season. Like they just lost the game that was meant to be the guarantee. They got Denver, OKC, New Orleans, Cleveland, the Timberwolves, the Pelicans, the Clippers, the Kings, and the Timberwolves. That's not me missing out the bad teams. That's their schedule.
Whose is that? That's the Suns?
Yes. There are 42 wins right now.
And don't leave out, Mars, that they lost last night to San Antonio without
Wemby. Yes.
That's so terrible.
Like I understand, like coming out to the end of the season, some of these great teams aren't going to play their best lineups because they've already got playoff position and they don't want to risk injuries, blah, blah, blah. It's not out of the realm of possibility the Suns lose every single one of those games. Like they're not going to. I assume they're probably not going to because some teams are going to rest guys and whatever the case. But it's possible. They could end the season on an 11-game losing streak.
Wait,
garbage.
Mars,
Get Phoenix.
That's the art of war.
I'm interested.
Hold on, wait. Give me a second.
You can't think of the law.
I'm trying.
Hell no.
I got you, Ox. While you fill it in, when Mars play Phoenix, when Chill play hot. When ox, play sheep. Got you. We got another super chat though from a flame. He said that chill Tim Duncan clip going crazy on TikTok. I've seen like 10 different videos.
He said it with such conviction.
Oh, when he said Davis was better than Duncan.
Oh, the AD thing.
He
That was
said it
crazy.
with such conviction. Like I'm thinking to myself, am I in the Matrix? Is somebody playing with me? What's going on right now? Is this dude serious?
Was that the same dude that said that LeBron was more versatile than KD? And look, I'm a LeBron guy. I ain't never seen that.
He said that James was a better shooter than Curry.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, hey.
Well, he said he was as good of a shooter as Curry.
He said I'm gonna rephrase that. He said he was as good a shooter as
because of
Curry.
that,
which is still crazy though.
He's so crazy.
Nuts. That's nuts.
I mean, I was told in the last 24 hours that LeBron's as good of a shooter as Kobe. So
No, better shooter than Kobe.
Oh yeah. So I guess everything's on the table. But we got to keep it pushing though, y'all. Justo11 said Tibbs needs respect for the way he's elevated some of the bench players' play. And with the injured front court, still has the best defense with no OG or Mitch.
Okay, first of all, Justo, he hasn't elevated his bench. He's had to play those guys because he ain't had nobody else. So he's had to play those guys because the Knicks have been injury riddled. So Alec Burke and McBride and Boyan, he ain't had nobody else. Sims is
Quentin Grimes.
And Sim. Oh my God.
I do want to see OG back healthy. I do want to see OG back and get a few games under before the playoffs.
Because Sims has been utterly and completely ineffective. I don't understand why he isn't better, considering the athlete that he is. I'm thinking maybe he just doesn't get the game. But Tibbs really didn't have any choice but to play the guys that he's playing on his bench because he didn't have anybody. That's why Josh Hart is playing 47 minutes and 43 minutes. That's why all of these guys are playing the minutes that they playing because he don't have nobody else to play. So in terms of elevating them, I mean, I don't think that he's elevated them more than he's been forced to play these guys, and they've had to play better.
Shout out all of our new members. Goku became a member today. John T. and Wada all became members. Shout out to the new members. If you haven't become a member yet, go ahead and click that button right there. Become a member. You can also chat for $1.99, or you could jump into a better tier for $5.99 and get a whole lot more perks that come with that membership. www.playerschoicemerch.com. If you haven't logged in, it's no better time than now. Hit the like video regardless of what you do, whether you're going to become a member, whether you're subscribing, or whether you're going to pcmerch.com. Go check us out. Big sent through a super chat. He said the guy just said Z and Verjao was one of the best duos, ? Ron, LF and host.
A lot of craziness was said.
What I do?
Hey, also, I agree with you, Jalen. I think shooters surrounding Dwight Howard is more lethal than shooters surrounding LeBron.
Dang.
Jalen, you believe that, Jalen?
No, I think LeBron did have better shooters. I think.
Oh wait,
LeBron.
once somebody's no,
because I asked Jalen if he thinks shooting surrounding Dwight is more valuable than shooters.
Big Ox, why would shooters being around Dwight Howard be more lethal than James? Hold on, Jalen. Why would shooters around Dwight Howard be more lethal than shooters around James?
Well, I mean, just based on the play style. Like I got a big man that you can't. Who I understand a lot of people say wasn't a threat on offense. I disagree.
Which he was.
Yeah, I disagree. So
right.
it's better to have people having to close out there. It gives me more opportunities for an open rim. You know what I'm saying? An open rim.
Right.
I got a hell of an offensive rebounder. So I'm getting extra possessions. Rebounds in the mid-range that are falling short because he's an athletic big guy who can chase down boards. I'm getting extra shot opportunities. Just based on that too. Also with the point guard, a guy like Jameer Nelson. Now I got more of a lob threat. I can't have people helping down on my big. So that pick and roll is lethal with the guy that's rolling big like that with the White with good hands that'll dunk everything. So it just opens up the whole floor for me. So
to support Ox too, I just looked at the numbers in that series. But they were shooting the lights out. Rashard Lewis shot 48% from three on 31 total attempts. Michael Petra shot 47% from three on 36 more attempts.
So then can I?
Peter Turpin shot 39. Ray Ralston shot 37%.
Right. But who was getting them the basketball though?
So Jalen,
what did LeBron shoot from three in that series, John?
Let me check. Let me go put that up.
I think like 35.
So
29%.
What's up? So
if Jalen said that LeBron's team had better shooters, and you're
no, I'm not trying to get back in that conversation, Crunch. I was just simply saying from that standpoint, I do not support that conversation.
I just want to know, like, because it sounds like basically saying Dwight is low key more valuable to his team than LeBron
That's
was.
not what I said. I said
This is a
CC Crunch.
You're
Hold on, Jalen. Hold on.
No,
Jalen,
that's what. Hold on, Jalen.
Crunch. What I said. What I said is what I said.
But I'm saying, Jalen, how can I be reading? But Jalen,
that's all I said.
I actually didn't even chime in. I was just going off what you said, Jalen. I just heard you say LeBron had better shooters.
So what I think though is that in general throughout the season, I think the play or just like maybe even for the careers, LeBron had better shooters on their team. But the way they performed in that playoff series, Orlando clearly had a better shooter.
Mo Williams still averaged 18. He still shot 38% from three.
Yep, he shot 30. Next person was Delonte West shot 31%.
Closeout game.
Pujovic shot 20%.
And if you,
hey, Crunch, your top 10 is more important than this. Crunch, your top 10 is more important than this.
Yeah, we got to shut this down, fellas. We closing to the end. I got a couple more super chats, and Crunch, we got to get your top 10 too. I'm gonna read a couple more of these. Skip Payless said this narrative / agenda that Mars and his bald guys pushing is nasty work. Jalen,
I didn't even push an agenda. All I did was ask questions.
Yeah,
I didn't even make a take the whole time. Go back and rewatch. I did not make one take.
I was asking questions.
I was ask questions the whole time. I didn't even make a take. I didn't give one opinion. All I did was say a couple facts and ask questions. How's that an agenda?
Yeah.
Daniel Berry Sports Highlights sent through a super chat and just said 4. Does anybody know what this resembles?
AG4, what are we talking about? MVP.
Okay. All right. Jake sent through a super chat and said, rank these rings from most important to least. 03 Spurs, 94 Rockets, 11 Mavs, 16 Cavs, 06 Heat, 04 Pistons, 77 Blazers, and 83 Sixers.
Jesus, that's a lot of rings. To me, the most impressive one is the 03 Spurs.
Yeah.
The Sixers is lost, dead lost. So the 83 Sixers so far lost.
Not even for Rockets. Not even for Rockets is impressive considering what were they ranked?
They
just beat the defending NBA champion.
I'm impressed by the 04. The East was trash.
11 Mavs.
Yeah, 11 Mavs to me.
03 Spurs is one for me. Then the 11 Mavericks.
That's true.
Then
06 Heat.
Yeah, 06 Heat was impressive too.
Then the 04 Pistons for me. Then the 06 Heat. Then the 77 Blazers. Then the Cavs. Then the Sixers.
Oh my god!
I'm not mad at that. Wait. I just want to know who did the Mavs sweep in the first round that year?
Portland.
Who did the Mavs sweep in the second round that year?
Lakers.
Oh, okay. I remember that.
Wait, hold on. So the Cavs had the
Kobe, I forgot he said.
Wait,
Kobe.
hold on. Jalen. So the Cavs had the second. So the Cavs had the second least impressive championship on that list.
Yeah, I mean the only impressive thing about that run was the finals. I thought. I mean, even then the game cut, but coming back.
But all right. I mean, we can move on. But I'm saying you got him as the GOAT though. But I'm saying we can.
100% the GOAT of GOAT.
Yeah, the Eastern Conference, and I'm sorry, I'm not muted.
I agree though.
The Pistons, the Hawks, and the Raptors. I mean, good for you.
Yeah, I agree with
and
that.
then I've been a strong practitioner of this. I don't give you extra credit for getting out of a hole you put yourself in.
No,
I'm sorry.
That's fair.
It's more impressive for me for you to sweep someone than come back down 3-1. Like, why am I giving you credit for going down 3-1 to have to come back? Just sweep the team.
Yeah.
I just think it's impressive.
It's more impressive to me that the 04 Pistons beat that Lakers team in 5, and then you come back down 3-1. Like, I'm not impressed by you getting out of a hole you put yourself in.
You don't want to put the house on fire.
I'm sorry. You can't be semi-drowning yourself and then you learn to swim, and I'm impressed.
You don't want to let the house on fire, but you put the fire out. So, man, you saved us.
No, bro, you want to put the house.
I'm sorry.
I'm not impressed by that. I'd rather you beat a team in 4 than come back down 3-1.
But you know what we should be impressed by?
I don't care.
Well, wait, when you lead both teams in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. That's what I'm
It's not about LeBron. It's not about LeBron. It's about
I don't hear you. Facts. I don't hear you.
Yeah. Yo, Big 41 said Maxi Kleber used to be the Zion stopper.
That was a
term used to. It's the term used to.
I gotta look back on that one.
Goat James said, I wonder if a certain team in Sacramento playing another team today on back-to-back agains. Frauds. Save us a spot.
Hey, Morris, didn't we just play last night?
Aren't the Kings on a back-to-back team?
Yes, they are.
Oh, this bozo just be saying anything they hate on the Kings, man. Beat LA. Y'all better, man.
Bozo.
SMN R&DM said, Ox, how you feeling about the next 2 games? As a Mavs fan, I'm happy with 1-1. That's how you feeling?
Not responding to it no more, bro. We like that. We spanking the Mavericks. Y'all just tap in
We're
tonight.
gonna stay tonight, man.
We spanking the Mavericks. It's really not even a fair, especially. Oh damn! See, I don't know if Trey Lyle's not back yet though, but we still spanking all without.
When y'all getting him back, Big Ox? What's the story?
I don't even know. I gotta look into that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a game or two, so I gotta look into that.
All right, Crunch. We need that top 10 before we get up out of here.
All right, man. So this is my top 10. I'm just standing firm on it, dog. Number 1, I got Kobe Bryant.
Oh my god.
At number 2, I'm going with Michael Jordan.
Oh my god.
Number 3, I have Larry Bird. At number 4, I have Stephen Curry. At number 5, I'm going with Tim Duncan.
Crunch.
At number 6,
Wait. Run that 5 back again. Run that top 5 again.
that's a mean top.
He's like Kobe at one.
He's not real. This is a
All
country.
those
You're not a real
guys got
person.
it done on one team. You feel me? So I'm going with Kobe, Jordan. And I'm giving Kobe the edge because he's more skilled. He had harder competition, more longevity, and he won with less when he had Pau Gasol. I never seen Jordan win with somebody on the level of Pau Gasol. I think Scottie is better than Pau Gasol. Kobe had to beat a super team in the finals. We didn't see Jordan do that. I'm going with Larry Bird at number 3. Going with Stephen Curry at number 4. These guys are the guys that made dynasties.
You can send him to hell, Ron.
Why is Larry Bird at
Let him keep going.
Let him going.
Number
Number
5.
Guys made dynasties.
Hold on. Start from the top again, Crunch. One more time.
Kobe,
so crazy.
Jordan,
Mhm.
Larry Bird, Stephen Curry, Tim Duncan. At number 6, I have LeBron James. Number 7, I have Wilt Chamberlain. At number 8, me personally, as a man, right, I have Magic Johnson.
Me personally, yes.
Man.
At number
What
9,
you say that part for?
I'm going with I'm going with Kareem and then Shaq at 10.
There you go.
Why is Bird at 3? I want to know why is Bird at 3?
Bird, well, I put Bird at 3. I value
like
the fact that he has a good all-around game. He's clutch. He's skilled. He has high IQ, and he led a dynasty without having to make all types of trades and and stuff like that. He beat it.
Wait, did he not have
Me
a
personally, he did have a good team, but I think that Magic had a better team. And then you look at Stephen Curry and Tim Duncan. I mean, they have to be over LeBron James all the times that they beat him in the playoffs. I mean, that's just how the game goes, man. I can't.
Why is Tim Duncan below Larry Bird though?
Well, just because I think Larry is a better overall player.
But don't you think LeBron's a better overall player than
The
Steph?
longevity, the dynasty, no super team.
Yeah, but I think Larry was in his prime for longer because also Tim Duncan did kind of start to fall back slightly.
How long was Larry Bird's prime? Like 7 years? 8 years?
I think the whole time he was in the league.
He had a bad back the last like 2 years.
89 is like the last year Larry Bird. Which year is the back injury? 89? He cooked after that.
Because he was still able to win 3 rings in that fashion. I think that's multiple. That's a good chunk. And by him being a better shooter, passer, dribbler, I value that. Like when you can do more on the court.
What was his record versus Magic in the finals?
You feel me?
I'm not mad at Larry being that high.
But Jalen,
you know what I'm saying?
Personally.
Hold on.
But
Magic beat Larry in the
Jalen,
finals more
but Jalen,
than Steph and LeBron.
I'm saying, Jalen, you don't want to ask me that though
I
because
ain't mad at all.
Steph and LeBron is 3
I
on
think
1.
Magic had more help than Larry. I think LeBron had more help than Steph.
You think LeBron had more help than Steph?
Yeah, bro. Steph only played with one superstar his whole career.
This is crazy.
Yo, we got to get up out of here, Crunch.
I mean, Larry.
Crunch and Jalen. I will let you, Crunch, the next time you're up here. We'll figure out something next week. Jalen, I'll make sure you're here too. Hey, and we'll get there. We'll start with this top 10 list. But y'all, we got to get up out of here.
What up, Crunch?
Hey, Open Gym is not next. It's now.
What do Crunch?
Catch y'all later. Like the video on the way out.
Later.
From the logo tonight.
Yo, later.
You heard